much he loved her. So they managed to like snag meet and greet tickets to like a concert in the area, and then they faked like a contest and had him win it.
Aw,
So like he got to meet her.
that's so sweet.
Oh, it was adorable. I know, I loved it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I ever said this to you guys. Like, I've definitely said this like openly. Like, this isn't something I hide. I remember at my high school graduation, standing like in the school cafeteria, like which was right next to the gym, and they were starting to like line us up to walk. So, okay, I'm gonna go into a little bit of a tangent, I suppose, like a side story. Um,
Mhm.
my senior year, even beyond that, the school
So
district
the
that I went to
Indians
school in, which is also where I
grab
work
an early
now,
advantage in the series
had
with a big win in game one. Heidi, what
like
can you report about
there's
what
a
they're
couple of
thinking
people,
heading
like a
into
couple of
game
families that
two?
like
High fly ball
their
out
last
to
names were
straightaway
Alabosic,
center.
for example. Like there's a lot of Alabosics,
Under it now is
Mhm.
Brantley,
you know,
and he
just
has
throughout
it
the
for
entire
first
school
down.
and stuff like that, or like other people, like people with like the same last name, like cousins, stuff like that.
Now
With the
batting.
plate,
Mhm.
Josh
Third base.
Donaldson.
All relatively the same age.
Josh.
You know, very small town, like a lot of big
That
names.
one swung
Oh,
on
one's
and missed
the count.
for one.
Mine,
Maxing out
though,
in the bullpen,
probably
couple of right-handers
had the
starting
most
to loosen up.
stretched out, like
No ball, two
dating
strikes.
back to my oldest cousin's, you know,
Is a
graduating
reliever known for forcing
2001.
contact. Not a
all the way
huge
through
strikeout
to
guy most of the time,
when I
but he also
graduated in
doesn't issue a
2013,
lot
along
of
with
free
one of my
passes
cousins.
either.
We were the two
There's a
youngest.
couple of keys to being
So
a
when
good
we
reliever.
graduated,
One,
that was the
left
end of
field
it.
right
Like, we
now.
had a long ass run. We
Like
always
this
had
guy,
at least
not
like
afraid
two
to throw
people
the
from
ball
our
in the
family
strike zone. He has
in the
good
school
stuff,
together.
not great stuff.
Mhm.
He's not afraid to let his defense help
I
him
got
out
the
So
count.
and
Oh,
make
and
some
and
two.
like so when I got into high school, my cousin,
0-2
um,
count.
it was very.
Good job to
I was
spoil
like a
that
freshman
one
that
away,
was
and he stays
in with
alive.
all the older kids because I had a
Next
cousin that was a
0-2.
senior and another one that was a junior. They all had the same friends, so I got
Swung
to hang out
on
with
and
them all.
missed. He got
I
him on
grew up with them.
strikes.
Mhm.
So I got to deal with that for my first 2 years of high school. Like my one cousin graduated senior year, so half of them went
Way
away.
to go. For
Then
the
my other one
Indians,
graduated as a
First
junior,
offering
the
off
second
second
way.
year.
baseman.
Then they went away.
Jason.
So then by my junior year,
Third
I had my own
Into
friends,
the
like
air,
not
out
just
into
like the
right
people I
field.
grew up with,
Heading after it is
and like
Kepler,
they were seniors,
and
so
he
they
tracks it
graduated.
down.
And
Nice
then it's my
play
senior
for
year.
the
I had like
first
my
down.
friends in
Now
my grade.
batting. Right fielder.
So like it was all like a
Del
weird
Rio.
evolution type
Second
deal.
generation
But like I always
John
was
Gio.
like in.
DeShields. 0 for
And
1 for him
my
here in this
senior
one.
year, it was like my show.
And this is pulled foul as he
And-
was way out in front there.
So it's the day of graduation, and
Into the windup.
I got there
comes the
first. Like
0-1.
I got there before even like the teachers or anyone else that was like putting it on. Like,
Donaldson
custodians were still
right
setting
there. And he's got
Like,
it for
I-
out number 2.
up. I actually passed my class advisor
Now
and
batting.
like my
So
the
British
center
teacher
fielder,
from senior
Michael
year.
Brantley
On the way there,
was
like I
a
straight up
back
passed her on
Brantley.
the back.
strikeout looking for him in his last at bat.
Yeah, always frustrating to go down.
The first pitch is hit pretty well out to right. Kepler's going
Sorry, I
back,
had to mute myself
and
because
he
I was
makes
eating.
a nice
Not so
catch
bad.
on the
Watching
track.
something. So like
New inning
she even
set
called
to
me
get
out. She's like, "Wow, way to
underway.
fly
And
by
next
me
to
on
hit
the
is
road."
the
Leading off
catcher,
for
Mitch
Minnesota.
Garver.
The catcher, number
So
8.
like I was just like
Good
walking around, everything
fastball
was
as he
silent.
goes
Oh,
for
one.
swing and a miss.
And,
Hey, if you're able to blow
then
a
people
first
started to
pitch
show up, so they
fastball
start
by a
lining
guy,
us up.
Gotta believe that.
And
0-2 is the count.
two things happened, but before I get to that, so we're all lined up, and people are all
Fouled
like,
away.
"Oh my god, like I'm gonna cry." I'm not gonna cry. This, that, whatever. Like,
The
are you
next
gonna cry?
0-2.
Like, it was weird. Like, legit. Like, out of like all like 102 of us, everybody kept asking, like, "Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry?" "Oh, I might cry. I'm not gonna cry." "Oh, I'll definitely will." Stuff like that. And
And he fouls it
I was
off.
like, "Nah, I probably won't. Like, I'm used to like big crowds now at this point. Like I did my whole shindig like in front of the basketball crowds in the gym like all winter long.
Jump
Like,
ahead
I'm
in
used
the
to a big
count,
crowd
0-2,
now, like
and
stuff
then
like
start
that.
working
Now
outside
batting.
the
But this
zone.
was different. I
Easier
don't know. Like
said
it was.
than
I
done.
never noticed it like
That's
that
the way
packed
to
in
do
there.
it.
I've never like been in there
One
and like
out,
in the
nobody
center of
on.
everything. And they had like floor seats too. Like usually there's no
And
seats on the
it's
floor because
fouled
obviously it's
away.
basketball games. And but at that point my grandmother was not
Swung
in
out
the
and
best
fouled as
shape.
it
Like
looked to
she
make
was
it
still
all the way
living
up
at
into
home,
the
but she
concourse
wasn't.
area.
He got a mistake right
Usually,
there, but
like,
missed
leaving
it.
the house
Can't
wasn't
foul that
something she-
pitch off in a big spot.
So
0-2
she wasn't
count.
coming.
Peter
I was
caught
like,
too
okay,
much
that's
of the zone.
understandable. But then they
Nothing
said
in
my
two
grandfather
count,
wasn't
and
going
the
to come.
pitch.
Like, we all know how close I
Slider
was.
in there for a called third strike,
So,
and there are 2 gone now.
I was like bummed
So
because
the
like
lineup
you know
flips over,
everybody
and
always
digging
went
in,
to everyone's
Wyman
graduation.
Buxton.
Like all my
First 2
cousins,
men
all
in
the
the
time,
inning
my
have both
grandparents,
gone down via the punch out.
me,
so we'll see
my
if
mom
he
and
can fare
dad,
any better.
usually like almost the
Into
entire
windup,
family would
here
end up at
comes
these
the
graduations,
0-1.
and they were all
Swing and a
coming,
miss on the
Oh,
slider,
but not
it's
my
quickly
grandpa. So I
behind
was like
0-2.
kind of bummed about that. 'Cause he's like,
Wow, that's
well, other than my
four
parents, the
straight
one I wanted there
Ks.
the
He's
most.
knocking them down. He's looking for
remember
number
walking
5
in
right
and
here.
like getting
You can tell
goosebumps,
this
but not
guy on
getting
the
like
mound, he
emotional
is pitching
till I
with
got
a
to the
whole
bleachers
lot
where
of
we were supposed to be
confidence in this
seated,
one.
and I
Swung on by
saw where my
Broxton,
family was,
this
and I
is
saw
sent
my
to
grandpa. So I was
deep
like,
left
oh
field.
shit, and then I started tearing up.
Naylor
But I
has
kind of
to
kept it
retreat to the
together
track, but he has
until
it.
they fucking called that kid's name.
And that'll bring in the
for his
switch hitting
high school
Francisco
diploma.
Lindor.
Leading up
Starting to
for
run
the
out of time.
Indians.
Legit.
They haven't been able to score
They called his
any
name.
runs.
So like
As
every now and again they would
Brett
offer
Lindor.
like
this one,
certain people would be able to like pick
Wow,
like
this
I
is a
want this
drive out
teacher to
to
give me my
straightaway
diploma
right
instead of just
field,
getting it
and
from
it's
like
gonna
this
get
one
out of
person
here.
who
A
does
home
it.
run.
So he had someone special give it to him. I forget who. I think his dad, because his dad worked like as a janitor. But they called his name, and the entire place, every last person in the bleachers and the floor seats, whatever, fucking stood up and just started like going nuts. Like you would have thought, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it was some of the most crazy energy I've ever felt in a room, and he was like bawling his eyes out, and like he had a hard time with like walking too, on top of everything else. So he's like kind of like bawling his eyes out, like, but he's like yes, yes, like walking over to get his diploma, and I was like, oh my god, my heart. Like I wasn't the only one. Like pretty much everyone was crying at that point. I was like, that's adorable.
That's so sweet. It sounds like you grew up in such a nice area.
They get on the board. It's 4-1.
People that live here rag on it a lot, but like I don't know.
It seems like a really good place, though.
My school district was
Big
very
all game, but
Run
not
me.
anymore.
entwined as like a
And that'll
family.
bring in
Right
Fresno
there.
Reyes.
And
Now
like
this
we
one is
were
blasted to left field, and there's no doubt about it.
there's two elementary
Back to
schools that everyone
back
goes to. You
jacks.
go to one or the other depending on your town, and then you all merge in the middle school. Or at least that's how it used to be when we were in school. And so like by then you kind of had like
A
people
solo
that
shot here to left.
might not
His first
belong.
homer so
You know what I
far
mean?
in
Like
the
they just don't
series,
fit in.
and the Tribe
They
has
weed
pulled
themselves
Now
out
back
eventually, though. They always end up going to like this other school, like 2 towns over, where like the
Standing in now,
scumbags go.
Jose
Rob
Ramirez.
Perez.
Like it was a technical school,
Swing,
it was a
and this is
vocational.
also hit well.
They tried to learn a
Out to
trade
deep
instead of,
center. Buxton
actual
is
shit.
under this one, and he's got it.
So like
for
by the
out
time we
number
get to
one.
high school, it's really everything's weeded out and down to like 100 people per
The
class,
left
give or
fielder,
take.
number
Settling in
31.
now, Josh Naylor.
Like I mean per
no
grade, not
hits
per
in
like
2
class.
trips to the
Naylor.
plate for him in the
Mhm.
ballgame.
And just like really tight, like.
Good swing, just got.
And it's funny because I remember like there's so many different people like I would hang out with on any given day or night. Like there'd be a
Fouled
party
off.
and everyone would be there, everyone. No one was ever like really turned away. Anyone was always welcome anywhere. Obviously, like people had their groups, their people, but like
And he turns on this one and yanks it foul and
there
back
was
out
no
of play.
like.
He was
Fucking talk to you,
absolutely
you're not
all
like-
over that
you're friends with
fastball.
those people,
Have
stay
to
with
find a way to keep that fair.
Mhm.
Hit down the line at first.
Nope,
But
that's
this will
foul.
wind up foul.
Like that's
Still
one thing. Like if
0-2.
you come here and I'm
Hey, having a B right here.
Or
I know
whenever,
it's frustrating
you or
the
anyone
heck
else
out of the
comes here,
pitcher.
like,
You keep fouling
assuming
these
I have
pitches off,
access,
maybe one misses
depending on
over
time
the
of
heart
year,
of
but
the
I'd
plate.
imagine I would. I want to take
Into right field.
people up
That's
to
a base
the
hit.
school I work at.
Yeah, and I
Not
think
for
he
two
might
reasons.
have
I'd be like, yeah, this is where I
lulled
work, but like
himself
also
into a false
like
sense of security out there.
so you can get an idea of how small it is.
The first baseman,
But now he's starting to look a little off.
Santana.
So now
Like every
Carlos
now and again, I take a
Santana.
walk through the high school side. I'll go by like my old
Swing and a
locker and
drive
stuff
hit
like
well
that.
out to right field.
And it reminds
That
me of
one
like
is
every
outta
morning
here.
senior year, I would get there early, drop my bag off. Like I'd go to my locker, get my shit, and then drop my stuff off in my first period classroom. And then like still had like 15, 20 minutes to
Straight away
like,
right
walk around
field.
here, but
First homer here
wait
in
for
the
people to show up,
series.
start talking to people,
That'll
and just
pull
like
him
legit
even at 4 apiece.
fucking
Big time
meander
at bat
around,
right there. Team
stopping
trailing
and talking
and
to
ties it up
people
with a
and-
bomb.
and
Interested
The
to see how
catcher,
this
number
one finishes.
and like I did a lot of
And
walking,
now,
so like it's
Roberto.
funny to me that they have signs up now in the hallways that say like
He'll
one
swing
lap
with this
around,
hard,
like
but
the
foul
high school
off to
side
the left
is
and out of
basically
play. 0 for
a
2
big
from him so
rectangle
far in this
and
one.
then or like two kind of big rectangles, or at least I thought they were big. So I see this fucking signs they have in the hallway now because so many people would do laps, where it's like one lap around is like this
Looking
amount
for
of
his 10th strikeout.
miles.
Here's the pitch.
Like this like percentage of a mile.
A swing and
So
a
it's like
shot hit down the
16 laps
corner.
around
And
this
that
high
nearly
school
broke
is
our
1 mile.
tie, but instead it's a foul ball.
Jesus, that I didn't think it was that small.
Into the corner and slicing foul.
But then again, it's also weird to me. Sometimes I forget how big a mile can be. Like, you have to go around a track 4 times to go a mile.
Yeah. I've never been good with, like, judging distance. So, like, a mile is just completely... I can't conceptualize it.
I figured out a good way to do it. Driving on the highway at 60 miles an hour, you're going a mile a minute.
The batter, number 7.
Like if something's 20 miles away, that's 20 minutes on the highway. That's always what I would do. I'd be like, damn, that's 20 minutes on the pike.
Now pitching
I feel like, since it has to do with numbers, I just never, like, thought about it like that. But, like, that is a very good way of thinking about it.
I used to think, like, oh, 20 miles ain't nothing.
Delino.
And then I'd be like, oh, wait, if I'm on the pike going 60, that's still 20 minutes.
Fouled away.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, like, you know, around here at least, like, no place at, like, the highest speed limit here is, like, 50 on, like, the main road. And, like, and usually you have to deal with, like, at least some sort of traffic in front of you.
He will get there to
Most
make
times
the
you're going,
running
like,
play.
35, 40 down these main streets.
Stepping into the
like
box,
Shit.
Luis Arias. It was a flyout
The
for
second
him in his
baseman,
last trip.
Luis
Number 99
Arias.
was on and
It's like for the
takes
longest time, I'm
over
like,
on
oh,
the
I'll set my
mound.
my Tinder
Please.
range to like 35
Now
miles.
pitching for the Indians.
Gross.
And then I realized,
Number
holy
99.
shit, that's far away.
From the stretch, here's the
That's like
Nelson
Central
Cruz
Mass.
comes on with one gone here as he looks at a
Or,
called
like,
strike one.
legit, like,
Limited
the
1-1
capital
to
of New
Nelson
York.
Cruz. Saw his eyes
But then I
light
forget,
up
oh,
that
then I
ball,
remember,
two
yeah,
strikes,
yeah,
bad
man.
one there.
And then I said it
Staying
before.
alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. And this is swung on and missed. Two are quickly retired to start inning number 8.
Big curveball for the strikeout there, and that came after an
batter,
absolute
the first
missile
baseman,
of a fastball.
Miguel.
Even if
Got
we
the
recognize
weirdest,
the
like,
breaking
Tinder
ball out
ever.
of the pitcher's hand, it's so
Like, I have a lot of
You do?
matches,
sit back
but,
long
like,
enough after they've seen a really
there's
good
just
fastball.
never any, like, they never message me. If I message them, they never answer. But they're clear, like, they're verified accounts. They're not, like, you know, just, like, fake accounts. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I guess I think it might have to do with the fact that I don't just like message people and be like, so ahead.
Yeah.
That's what like every guy does on Tinder here, like from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a
Most guys, I've talked to Nick about it when we were talking about, like, dating apps and shit, and it's very much like, they play the numbers game, and they're just not picky about it.
Only the
But,
best
like,
can
with,
keep their hands
like,
back on those.
women especially, like, there are some girls who, like, still play the numbers game, because they're just out to have a good time. But the majority don't play the numbers game, they're actually reading the bios and everything. And, like, thinking about, can I conceptualize myself hanging out with this person?
Leading off for the Indians.
See, around here,
The center
what I've
fielder,
gathered is
Michael
like
Brantley.
Tinder is what you do when you're bored. You don't actually talk to him. You just want to see who's on there. He's fighting for you, match with someone. Okay, cool, we matched. Nice, whatever.
Correct.
Didn't match. All right, cool, whatever. And then you just that's it. Nothing happens. Whereas like
Now
Bumble
batting,
is where you go
the
to like either
shortstop.
fuck or date.
Francisco
So here's
Oh.
Francisco Lindor now.
Lindor.
I can't use Bumble though because they have to. They made it so you have to update your phone to use their app.
And that's the
Why
first
don't you
out
do
of the
that?
inning.
Because I don't want to get. I have an iPhone 7. I don't want to
The batter.
download an
Oh.
update for my phone that was made to run on the iPhone 12.
One gone so far.
Right.
You know, they've made it so that these updates still work on these phones, but like
He will make the play out
I'll
there,
never
and there
forget. I
are
had an
two away
iPhone
now.
4S, and then the 5 came out, and then they had the update come out
The
for like, the
batter.
operating
Riding
system
in,
5,
Jose
or
Ramirez.
iOS
How
like 6 or
could
whatever.
Use a knock here over
Rob
for
That was
Ramirez.
made to
so
run on the
far.
iPhone 5. you
What
can
a
run on the
diamond
iPhone
in the
4.
rough Jose
And just watching
Ramirez
it
has been for
absolutely
Terry Francona
annihilate
in
iPhone
Cleveland.
4s.
He's out.
Have to leave it there as the
They
play
just were batshit like crazy
stepping up
bad.
to the plate. Max
And
Kepler. He's
I
the
never
one
did
to
it.
start
Like, I didn't
off the
update
ninth
mine.
inning
I
with
waited it
his
out.
guys in
Just
danger
on a
of
hunch
going
for
down
some reason.
2
Like, I never
games
thought
to
it would.
none.
Oh, one
You're
to count
down.
complete.
0-1
Ever
the
since
count
then, they've got like they fixed that problem.
That's
Number
taken. Now
33.
it's 0-2.
Grab.
Very rarely does a pitcher
If I had
like
things
this
my
leave
way, I'd
one
still
in
have the original
location like
operating
that.
system this phone
That's
came
a
with.
pitch right
I
there
accidentally
he'd like to
updated my
have
phone
back.
once
He'd
or twice
love to swing
in
at that
the
one
3
again.
years that I've had
Throw
this.
will not be in time, so good hustle there as now the possible tying run is aboard to lead things
Now
off here.
batting.
Third baseman Josh Donaldson.
I feel like
Oh,
my
one.
phones never last like more than a year, which is a really bad habit to have.
No
But
ball, 2 strikes.
This is like the longest tenured
Back-to-back sliders for strike as we come back with yet another.
Hey, not normally a good plan to throw
Yeah,
3
legit, no phone
consecutive
is-
sliders in a row.
The only
Now
other phone
batting.
I've had
Slider
that
is so
The
good,
left fielder.
I think he might
last
throw
one
it
to
again.
count.
Eddie
was my
Rosario
iPhone 5.
stands in as he swings and
And
misses
then I got
for
an
strike
update
one.
when I had an
And
upgrade
it's fouled
for that.
away.
I used it because I ran out of storage. I got my 6. My 6 only lasted
Struck him out.
a year and some change. My
That's a
iPhone
big
6 was
strike out there
awful.
with
My
the
4 was
tying
doing
run
fine, but then
over
I
at first
actually
base.
lost it.
Now
in snow
batting.
and I
With
ran it
2
over.
outs,
catcher.
it becomes a lot
Oh,
more
Still works,
difficult
but the screen
to
wasn't
manufacture
too
that
good.
guy home.
Full
Probably
anyways.
the ball in the gap to give him a chance.
I got the count.
And
0-2.
swung on and missed. So with that, they find themselves
I've had
down
bad
to
luck
the
with
final
phones up
strike
until
here
this
this afternoon. And he
Everything I
struck
tried
him
to
out for out
I don't
number
ever want to get
3.
rid of it,
So
but I'm
that'll wrap
afraid
things
that
up
time's
here
gonna
as they
come
leave the
probably next
possible
week.
tying run stranded
Yeah.
at first. So the Indians get another big postseason win to take a 2-0 stranglehold on this best-of-5 division
My
series.
ex got the like ugliest
Yeah, Matty,
haircut
this
ever,
appears
and
to
I'm
be a
fucking
team on a mission right
satisfied as
here.
all hell.
They're firing on all cylinders and are now only one
Like
win
I don't
away
like
What kind of
even mean to
haircut?
cut you
from
like
the
that,
league
but like
championship series.
let me.
Dero, they're
let me see if I
looking
can find a
awfully
picture.
solid. It's going to take a
me and
reversal
Colin were
for
talking
them to
about,
overcome
you
it.
know,
Now, it has happened before, so
our
if you're
school
on the
hood
other
days
side,
and how
you take
he
it
would
down,
always
clear
get
your
bullied,
head,
and I was like,
hope
man,
they
I'd really
come
like to
back
say
out
that
and
I'm
just try
not
to
like
get
that, but
one
I
win
know
at a
for a
time.
fact I was the bully. Except by this one girl, she always bullied me, and I told her about Taylor Jepson, the fucking cunt. And he had asked me, he was like, please tell me she's ugly now. And I'm like, dude, she's so fucking fat now. And it was a really good bonding moment. And then we were talking about how this, like, that kind of shit would always happen to his wife, how she got bullied and, like, she got, like, treated like shit by these girls in high school. And now they're just super fucking rancid with, like, 3 kids and, like, they're ugly, ugly husbands if they have them.
Okay, here's comparison for you. This
I have
is
to have my phone with me.
oh yeah. This is the most recent picture of her I could find before her haircut.
Okay, it's gonna be a couple minutes because I am currently in the round with knitting. Also, I will have to stand back up and get my phone from the bed.
I have no idea what that means. The in the round part.
I'm mid in the row. Like, if I can set it down, I'm not going to though.
You could have said I'm mid knit and I would have got all the same.
I'm sorry that there are
Heidi,
technical
you spoke
terms
to
with
some of them
knitting,
earlier.
and I'm
What was the
sorry that
mindset
you're
of this
just
group headed into
uneducated.
this game?
When it
Leading
comes
off
to
with
Set
knitting.
for the start of the inning.
The first
In
baseman,
general,
Bring
I
in one of the
think.
best
Carlos
on-base percentage
Santana.
players in the game, Carlos Santana. Here's a fastball
This is my
shot
favorite
fouled
fucking
at
week
the
of the
plate
year.
at strike 1.
Do you at least like Lord of the Rings, or is Lord of the Rings
God,
another
no.
one you don't like? What do you mean, God, no?
Absolutely not.
The swing,
Why?
and this ball is blasted to right field.
Part of it for me
Nothing's
is
gonna keep this one in the ballpark.
When with things like
Gone
that or Game
to
of
lead
Thrones
off
or
the
stuff like
inning.
that, I don't like
Hey,
the
listen, there's an
setting,
old
like
adage
the
in
overall
baseball
just
that
setting in
solo
general. Like
home runs won't
I
kill
like
you.
things
This is one of the top
that
hitters
are
in that lineup, so
they don't
a home
necessarily
run,
have to be
solo home run
modernized,
right here, it's not the end
but
of the
I
world.
don't like
You don't like
old-timey
period pieces?
catcher.
stuff like that.
Stepping
I don't
in
know.
now,
Like I don't
Roberto
like.
Perez. Here's another one that's drilled.
So you,
This
what I'm
one to
hearing is
left.
you will never watch Pride and
it's
Prejudice
gone
with
as
me.
they add
I don't know what
still
that is.
another. Guys, we've seen 4 big balls between the two teams
Reed,
so
I'm sorry, I
far
don't think
today.
we can
What
be
are your
friends anymore.
impressions of the long
What was that
ball
movie
display we're watching?
Where
The batter, number 7,
the
second baseman.
At the
Cesar
plate now,
Hernandez.
Cesar Hernandez.
it was like about a
Swung
teacher
on,
coming
and
into this
one's
class
driven
was
in
like
the air as well
literature
to deep
class or
right
something like that.
field. And
Like
he
during,
missed
like,
a home run by a
not
matter of feet. It's off
during
the wall.
Hey, this guy's
Up next
having
for
a
Cleveland.
Like it was like probably like the
Right
60s,
field.
something like
It
that.
looks like to me
The
that
lineup.
the moment isn't
You know,
too
like
big for him.
segregation,
He's
like
slowing the game down. He
there
looks
was no
terrific.
more like
Yeah,
black schools
absolutely.
only or white schools
Postseason
only, but like
monster right
people
here,
were
having
still
these
very
huge
like openly
series. Any
racist.
big leaguer can have their moment mid-May,
And, like, she
but
came
to
in and
do
like
it
helped
when it
unite
gets
the
cold
class.
outside means everything.
Safe.
And he is
Oh, Freedom
Now,
Riders.
The center
Freedom Riders,
fielder.
yeah, that was a good
Michael
movie. I don't know why, but Pride and
That was
Prejudice
a
made me think of that.
Well, because of the
Here's
prejudice,
left-handed
obviously,
pitcher,
but that
Michael
is not
Bradley.
at all
Not fooled there as this ball's
what Pride and
hammered out to
Prejudice is.
deep right
I will
field.
go point by
And
point with why
goodbye.
Pride and
This one
Prejudice
ain't
is
coming
the
back.
best masterpiece
Sometimes
out
runs
there.
come in
And
bunches,
yes,
and
I am
that's
extremely
definitely the case
biased.
in
It
this
is my
inning.
favorite
That's
story
three.
of all time.
Count 'em. 3 home
Your
runs
attention,
in
please.
this inning
Pride and Prejudice
alone.
Now,
Oh,
is-
I was just gonna take your word
If
for it.
someone threw a
Number
home run derby
66.
they didn't tell me about
When I
it,
said
sure
I was
looks
gonna
that
go
way.
point by point, I
That'll
fucking
bring in
meant
the
it,
switch
Reed.
hitting Francisco
You
Lindor.
didn't say you were going to. You said I could.
I'm pretty sure I said I will. Or like I am.
Nothing in one pitch.
I mean, I could just like hold on. Let me look it up
Popped him
first.
up.
Maybe I do know what it is.
Garver
Oh shit! I'm
is
sending you a
under
voice
it.
message. How do I stop? There we go.
And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
You got a full commit.
You want me to just press send next time?
No, thank you.
Jane Austen. I did a lot of Jane Austen reading in my sophomore year of college,
That's because she's revolutionary.
but Pride and Prejudice was not one of them.
Pride and Prejudice is a romance novel, but like also a feminist novel.
Keira Knightley lives with her mother, father, and sisters in the English countryside. Yeah, like I don't, for the most part, like stuff like that either. As the eldest, she faces
See,
mounting pressure from her parents to marry when the outspoken.
I appreciate movies in the
Now
artistic sense mostly. Like if I'm gonna watch something, I do want it to be visually appealing. And the way that, like, in general, I do love all Pride and Prejudice adaptations, except for Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. That one was ass. I will never experience that again. But the 2005 adaptation is so stunning. The cinematography, the storytelling, and there's all this shit that's like, it's so beautiful. The camera work, the colors, like, it's also not like super historically accurate or like accurate to the source material. Like, it follows the same timeline and everything. But the 1998 version of Pride and Prejudice, which is a BBC original miniseries, they are far more accurate to the source material and the time period. But I also read like a whole... Listen, if I allow myself to continue talking about this, I will continue all fucking night. So I'm going to stop there, because I know you're not listening.
I am listening.
Well, I don't want to talk about Pride and Prejudice all night. Like, I do, but like, there are better things to do.
Subject.
Not shortstop.
Yeah, only 2 hits so far, Matt, and not very many
Did have something I wanted to
balls
say,
either.
but
We'll see if they can start making some adjustments.
I feel like you.
Well, Lord of the Rings.
Too old timey.
Even if
I don't like dragons and like I don't really.
You don't like fantasy. I get it. I understand.
No, that's not true.
You don't like fun.
That's not true because, like, for example, I love Harry Potter. That's fantasy.
Byron. Buxton.
Check it, and it's 0-1.
No ball. One strike.
It's just.
I like the sorting houses. That was a very large part of my childhood, but I was never just incredibly attached to, like, obviously it was very good. Like,
you know what? I think I figured it out. I do like fantasy, but I think I like my fantasy to be along the lines of like realistic.
Second baseman.
Like yeah, obviously like you should be like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Harry Potter isn't realistic. They're flying around on brooms.
No, it is. You can conceptualize yourself in that time and place.
Right.
Whereas with like fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, it's a completely foreign concept to you. It has familiar themes, but not.
It's like taking to me. I mean, I don't know if this is the case, but to me, stuff like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones seems to be like something that would like take place in like the 14 or 1300s in Europe. You know, like my lord, my lady, this dragon is coming to take the kingdom because Star Wars does not like you anymore. You know, something like that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Star Wars and you're fucking fighting over the land or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know.
2 quick strikes and now the 0-2.
I hate that I can't like put actual good words to this. Right
Do you
now.
like? What about historical fiction, not fantasy, but fiction? Like the show Vikings, which is really good.
Would not care for that.
Okay.
My biggest thing is I like things.
The batter.
I like a setting that takes place from probably like as far back as the 20s. The 1920s is probably as far back. Like, and for example, when it comes like I like history a lot, but I only like really well, not U.S. history mainly, but like anything world history-wise from the 20s onward, World War I onward. Maybe the Civil War, maybe because that was like mid to late 1800s, but.
Wind up and the 0-2 pitch.
Anything before that, I don't really care for. So, like, I got somewhat excited this year when I found out that as part of my assignment, I would be doing a social studies class. Like, okay, cool. Like, social studies, history, people, all that. Like, but then I found out with the 6th grade, like, standard is for that. And I was like, oh,
that's multiple home runs in the same inning. Watch yourself. You're missing over the heart of the plate.
Oh.
Oh, like that's
not please.
Now,
the dawn of man is a little bit interesting to me.
At the plate, Roberto
Perez.
But he tries to go out and get the
it doesn't take long before I fall out of that. Like I'm not like as we get into like, you know, people actually setting up like all of a sudden we have like the Roman Empire and I'm like, ooh, snore.
And he fouls this one off.
You don't like the Roman Empire?
6'3".
He
was selected in the 7th round.
The only thing that I've made.
What about the Greeks?
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but
he swings and
the only exception I have for like anything that has
one.
to do with that, like pretty much again like that time frame of
home runs.
Well, this is amazing right here. 3 home
modern
runs
civilization
in a row.
of like the
I've actually been a part of a similar
20th
situation
century back in the 1800s would be the Assassin's Creed franchise. That's like one thing that I think has been able to push me into, okay, I kind of do like some of this stuff. If done right.
Out in front as this is pulled foul into the seats.
But it takes a lot for me to get interested in it. Like you would need something really big to hook me in, and like Assassin's Creed had that.
Pulls this one into the air out into right field.
So much so to the point that I kind of want to replay those games. And I think if I had a camera for my Xbox One, which is
the right
field, the batting order turns over now.
I probably would have I'd be streaming those.
2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. Hit in the air out to center field.
Like, you know what's crazy is I don't really care for The Great Gatsby.
Now, and he has it, 2 gone.
Well, The Great Gatsby's ass.
I'm not even talking about the new Leo one. I'm talking about the other.
In general. Yeah, no, most classic literature written by men is ass. And the only reason we have made them into such a big deal is because of the misogyny.
And that'll bring up the big stick of Nelson Cruz.
I did like a little bit of Shakespeare's work.
Shakespeare wasn't straight, and that's why you enjoyed his work. Because it was diverse and it was good. Straight white men can't write, and our school system has us believing that they are the only people who did write throughout history. There are so many other works, classically done, that are just so much more interesting and diverse and well done. And unlike The Road by, you know, what is it, something McCormick? It wasn't thrown together within a weekend. I have a lot of opinions on Lit. I'm sorry.
I like I don't know. I feel like everything I read in high school, at least, I don't really remember what I read in college because I at that point I stopped caring. I feel like everything I read in high school was either very hit or miss. Loved Hamlet, loved Beowulf,
Up next for the Twins.
loved
third baseman,
Catcher in the Rye. To Kill a Mockingbird. Hated Great Gatsby, even before the movie. Like when we were just reading the book, it was so bad that we read that my junior year in high school. The required language arts class or English class is American Lit. The big, like, and it was separated into 4 quarters, like grade-wise. So the big second quarter grade, or ending of the first semester grade, if you want to just cut it in half, was a paper on the Great Gatsby, but I just straight up didn't read the book, and I just straight up did not do the paper, and I damn near failed my class because of it. Like, I never, my grade just couldn't recover. I think I passed that class with like a 72, like, out of 65. And that was because I aced a bunch of stuff, but I finished the class with a 72 because I just started reading the paper. I did not like that book one bit.
Now,
I think as an adult, I wanted to, I wish I could have been like, hey, I get that, like, this is required at school, yada, yada, yada. I will do this assignment if you give me something else.
And it's gone as they add still another.
I know that wouldn't happen. Of Mice and Men was okay. I didn't have a problem with it. That was like one of the only ones that's like gray area.
Now batting.
Didn't hate it.
Third baseman.
Standing in now, Jose Ramirez.
I really liked Of Mice and Men.
Swing, but he just gets a piece of it. Strike one. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day.
What's crazy is I remember we watched SLC Punk after reading Catcher in the Rye too, like, because either there's no Catcher in the Rye movie, or just for whatever reason they didn't show it to us. But instead had us watch SLC Punk because it was like very, the storylines were pretty similar. Oh, you know what I really like, actually? I took a class at my first college. The title of the class was The Turbulent Decade. It was literally all about the 60s, but the connotative 60s, not the denotative 1960 to 1969. It was more like 1962 or 63. So I think he said 71. Like really kicking off like
a solo shot here to straightaway right field. His second of the game as they just continue to pour it on here.
First, MLB or JFK getting assassinated.
JFK.
I think it was JFK. Yeah, because I think JFK got assassinated in 63.
Yeah.
Let me take it up. Let me look it up.
MLK was
69.
a few years. Yeah.
JFK assassination was November 22nd, 1963. Yes, I remember that, because he said that is when the connotative 1960s kicked off. Because, you know, you can't have, like, this way of life just be like, oh, it's January 1st, 1960, we got a new way of life. Like, no, it has to, like, that's, like, the prelude, the prologue.
You need the catalyst.
Yeah. And then MLK was actually April of 68, not 69. But yeah, so we had this class on it, and we spent a lot of time talking about
number 72.
Sorry, I just totally blanked out for a second.
No, you're okay.
We spent
That's
a lot
what it feels like to have a tumor.
We spent a lot of time focused on Stanley Kubrick.
Okay.
And we watched A Clockwork Orange, which I really liked that movie, actually. And I don't
think I've seen it.
Oh, wow. I think you would love it.
Here's Carlos Santana now
and then I do remember in high school, my senior year, taking a class called
Back-to-back Jacks.
Modern America or World War II era? Modern America, which was more of a focus on the 50s. Pretty much, like, it would be a perfect pairing for that other class, the Turbulent Decade. It would be like, if you take Modern America first, it was like a focus of post-World War II life, when things were like, like the last time we had like true peace, and like life was good, again, if you're like a white male. Because obviously there's still a lot of racism, segregation, and misogynistic beliefs.
On its way,
but,
the 0-2 pitch.
You know, like if you're me, like if I grew up in the 50s, I would have grown up in a very great life. You know, it's unfair, but it's just a fact of how things work. But that class was like a perfect prelude. And we watched another one of Kubrick's movies, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. That's a funny one. That's a really good one and a funny one. I don't really care for black and white, but that's a great black and white movie.
Another 0-2 coming.
I haven't seen and enjoyed a lot of black and white movies.
Me neither. That was one of them, and I did watch at least one, I think two, and I can't remember the names at all.
This is
movies
line to left.
in my
Again, a nice clean base hit, his third of the game.
I think it was my second to last semester. I took a class called
there's
Women
a long
in
drive
Movies and TV.
bullet off the wall right there.
The batter
does a really good
yeah, we
job,
watched a lot of movies on there.
And
I think it was more helpful because, again, at that point I was an adult and we had to take notes on the movies.
Yeah, and also nice
to
job
talk about, like, how is this woman, being looked at, can you name anything positive about how women are being portrayed or treated in this film?
Yeah,
what are the negative aspects? What does this tell you about the times? Whatever.
Now batting.
And,
Right fielder.
Striding in
fuck,
for the
I couldn't
Indians.
remember either one of them. There was two of them.
He's looking for his third hit of the ball game here.
One of them was black and white and it was
Big
okay,
swing at that
but
one
another
as this
one
one's
was
lifted high in
more
the air
modern,
and
like I
deep
think
out
it
to
was
left
like a
field.
setting of the
But
80s or
that'll
something
stay
like
in
that.
the park
It was
as
a
it's
hell of a
off
lot
the
better.
wall.
But God, I can't remember what it was.
Relay to the plate, and not in time as the run scores.
I think it was, I want to say like Matthew McConaughey was in it or something. Someone along those lines. I'm going to look him up, see if he was in it.
The cinematography for this movie is just so good. And I just keep thinking about how, like, when they went through... Sorry, I'm about to go off for a second. So they had a few people from the OG cast show up and make appearances in the Hobbit trilogy. One most notably is Sir Ian McGregor, Gandalf, right? And there were pictures of him on set, and like, yeah, he's an old guy, and he was like falling asleep, but he was just sitting at a table with a green screen, and he, he barely got to act with anyone. And I remember an interview with him on the topic, and he was like, this is not why I got into acting, to act with props. And it was so fucking heartbreaking. And it really just makes me appreciate the fact that a lot of, like, yes, there's a fair amount of, like, CGI in Lord of the Rings. It's kind of impossible to have this, level of high fantasy without it. But they built a lot of the sets, and he's actually acted with so many, like, with a lot of the cast. And, like, even the Hobbits, he's been, anyone that he's supposed to be taller than, he's usually put on the box, the camera's put really low. Anyone that, whenever Gandalf is looking down at the Hobbits, the camera is angled much higher, so it really accentuates the height. And it just breaks my heart that they didn't continue on with the phenomenal camera work of the original trilogy when they did the Hobbit stuff. They care more about the very large ring. They care more about, CGI and shit than they do of the actual integrity of the movie.
God, it's gonna bother me. Movie about organ trafficking in Massachusetts. I think it was in Massachusetts. Is this it? Michael Douglas. That's who it was. The name of the movie's Coma. Fuck, could not find that to save my life.
Looked like the outfielder might have thought that was just going to be a
Now
long
batting.
flyout.
The
I know I
center
did
fielder,
too, but it carries
Michael
farther than anybody
Brantley.
thought and all the way off the wall. And by the time he realized...
A swing and a high drive to right center field. Kepler looks up, and it's gone.
Second home run of the game right there. He is locked in at the plate. You hear so many of today's players talk about rhythm and timing. Well, he is...
Ladies.
What did you end up watching?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh God.
Perfectly on time
your
in
attention,
the heart
please.
of the zone.
Now pitching for the Twins, number 65.
And that'll bring in the
Trevor.
switch-hitting Francisco Lindor as he rips it on the ground to second. And that's through for a hit.
Man, talk about having a good game.
Sounds like you're more awake at
The
least
bat,
too.
Good
the
week.
designated hitter.
Fourth hit of the
Yeah,
game.
I am
And
focused
Ringo
on this
Heroes
movie.
round tripper.
When I tell you
He's
that
gonna
I
have a smile on his
love
face for a
Lord of the
while here,
Rings.
Dan. These are special nights. You have to enjoy these.
Game of
don't come
Thrones
around
only had like a
often,
good
and he is taking full advantage of it.
first, I want to say 4 seasons. After that, it really just went off.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and
I'm
the hitter
sorry.
just fouls that one off.
I will leave the chat. I
You
will
just did it in
exit.
my ear.
High and deep to left center
It was a
field.
thinking noise. It
And
wasn't
that one is
conscious.
gone on a 2-strike count with 2 away in the inning.
That's one of those pitches you wish you could take back as
I tried
soon
doing that on the mic
as
at
it
one
leaves
point.
your
Something
hand. But
like
guess
that.
what? There are
Like
no
the noise.
delete
No, I
or
heard.
rewind
Oh.
buttons in baseball. That's a mistake, and it was a good job by his
Now
opponent
batting.
to
Fuck
make
you
him pay
then.
for it.
So
I wasn't gonna get on after that.
fouled away.
Figured you'd react to
And
it.
looking to improve on a 1-for-5 effort so far.
You
I
got
couldn't
mad at
be
me for not
fucked to
waking you up
move.
earlier.
Comes set and the 0-1.
Yeah,
This one
because
is
you were
smashed down the
complaining.
right field line. That's gonna stay fair, and it's
You
gonna
did at
be
least try,
back-to-back
so like I
home
can't
runs.
really hold it
In
against
the
you
job
anymore. So
description of reliever, there's no
Yeah,
mention
because
of
you
back-to-back
told me
Your
once,
attention,
you know,
please.
There is a need
you told me
for
my
some
mistake. So
memory
now
to
every time
see
that
if
I
you
think
can
you're
put those
asleep
two
and
bombs
you're
behind
gonna
it.
be like,
Number
well, why
55.
didn't anyone tell me I wanted to be
Taylor.
on?
Now hoping
I'm
for
gonna
the
try.
best
I'm gonna make an
runs
attempt to get you up.
they've run out there in this one. He's
I would
right
leave the
there.
attempt at
And how about
a single
that for a
phone call if I'm
situation?
being honest, because if I hear the phone go off
Ready
more
for
than 2
another
times,
shot
I will
now,
lose my
Eddie
mind.
Rosario. He leads off
Leading
this
off,
half inning
Cole
in what they hope will
Four
be a
times.
rebuttal
Got it.
to all
left
those
fielder.
runs they just
Eddie.
gave up.
I'll kill
Well,
you.
Matt, I think
Rosario.
mentally,
I'll end our
they
friendship
order
right
through
here.
these runs back right here. Just getting on the board after getting socked in the mouth by
Game
the
stop.
opposing team can lift
Dot
the team up a bit. We'll see if they can
It's
string
already
something
here,
together.
Reed.
Rosario
We
already
don't
here.
actually
An
know
0-2
that because
count.
it says delivery date
That front door
12/24.
slider is a devastating pitch.
I
By the time
think
you
it's
realize
there,
it's in the zone,
but
it's
But
too
it
late.
sometimes
says
You can't even put a good
delivered.
swing on it.
when it says delivered,
that's
it could
in
have
the
just
corner,
meant that
a
it
foul
left the
ball
warehouse. I've seen that before. Like
2-1
jokes
score.
aside, like I have legitimately seen that
Popped him
before.
up.
With things like, oh, your shit's delivered. I'm like,
Perez
what? Already?
waits
Cool.
on
Go
it.
pick it up. Not there. They meant,
He's
oh
got
yeah, no, we
one
just sent
away.
it out. It'll be there in a couple of days.
Now batting, the
First
catcher.
pitch on its way,
Mitch
and he fouls this one
Garver.
off.
But no, my guess is it is there because it
Here's
did
a late swing
say
and a miss,
12/21 to
2 runs,
1-1 is like
That's three.
no
ETA,
errors in the
but
ballgame for
I've had
Minnesota.
shit show up
And
early
here's
all
a
the time.
changeup in there for
And
a
I think
called third strike,
feel like
and
it's a
that's
little
the
weird
second
depending on
outing
where the
of the
warehouse is.
11.
That like we had the same. I grant I did order them at the same time. But we had the same arrival date.
Strike, it's
Blanco.
0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. 2 out,
I also
nobody
am
on.
like emotionally
And he's
attached and
fouled
like
away.
imprinted on this movie because I had the fattest crush on Elijah Wood,
And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with
Frodo.
that, the side is retired.
the main
Down go the
character.
Twins in
Still
order,
don't know who that is.
and they remain well behind.
I hate you.
Wait, actually, hold on.
Carlos Santana will stride in again as
Elijah Wood
he
played
looks
the
very
guy
complete
in
with.
Spy
We take
Kids
you back to
3D.
earlier.
If that
This
makes
was home
any
run
else.
number 3 in the
He was.
ballgame,
He also
so
played in
trying to just a select few
Jeez,
There
I'm
was
noticing a
a-
solid gap
home
between his two
runs
front
in a
teeth.
single game.
That is not who I thought it was.
Yeah. He doesn't really have the gap in
Ready to deliver. Here's the first
Lord of the Rings. Like, it's there,
back up the middle.
but it's very much less prominent than it is now.
And that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
I feel like he used to wear a retainer,
The catcher, number 55, Roberto.
but I used to just think he was so pretty. Oh,
Now at the plate, Roberto Perez.
Oh wow, me and that
who
girl
reached
are
on a
now each
single
other's top
last
friends on
time and later
Snapchat.
wound up scoring.
Yikes!
That's
Here's
all
the
for
first
playing.
pitch to him.
Well, now there's a yellow heart next to our names.
bet she
Snapchat
likes
does
that, huh?
Well, we'll find out because it just came
Set
about.
here
We'll
at
see if
the
she
0-1.
says anything because she's been Snapchatting me now. But Like, she Snapchatted me today at, like, fucking 8 o'clock, and she was like, hey there, sorry I didn't snap back last night, I fell asleep. I'm like, I mean, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not one of those, like, starved for attention people where it's like, you didn't fucking answer me. Like,
alright, well, a little pointed, no?
Look, no, because you didn't let me finish. Like, for example, I woke up today, I opened up Snapchat to, like, answer people that snapped me, and I see that, like, she had opened my Snap, like, 2 or 3 hours prior. I'm like, huh, alright, whatever, conversation ended, cool. It is what it is. And, like, that was that. Like, so, like, she opened it, and I was like, that's just, like, a weird thing to say. Like, sorry I didn't answer you, I was tired, or, like, I had a long night. I'm like, well, you opened it, like, fucking 10 hours ago, though. It's not like you were passed out the whole time, not on your phone.
Body language from this hurler right now isn't the best. You can tell that he's struggling a little bit, and he laid one right down the middle right there, and he paid the price for it. That was a bomb.
Like, it was like a nice gesture, I suppose.
Generation big leaguer Delino DeShields. Gone.
Oh my god.
Back-to-back jacks.
You know who I'm in love with now that I'm older and my tastes have in fact changed?
Really close to a long out.
Your attention.
Samwise Gamgee.
Definitely don't know who that is.
Okay, look him up.
I don't even know how to fucking spell that.
Just Sam Gamgee. So Sam Gam Gee.
Okay.
His the actor was in Stranger Things. The actor was in Stranger Things and 50 First Dates.
I like how you just start talking louder. Like, I'm insulted. 2, 3, 4, 5.
I have fluid tastes, okay? I like pretty people. And if they have muscles, fuck yeah!
Now pitching for the Twins.
If they can throw me around.
Oh. Tyler.
Exactly.
Duffy.
And now, Michael Brantley out in front as this is pulled fouled into the seats. He's had a great game so far, and a triple would complete the cycle. Fouled off.
Frodo's like old. I remember reading this thing. I hadn't picked up on it when I had read the books or like in the movies, because I think the movies kind of just gloss over it.
Racing back, the right fielder out of here. And how about that? Back-to-back home runs.
Talk about a man.
I'm getting really sick of you making fun of me.
No, I wasn't. Come on, I clear my throat every 4 seconds.
You also did the squeak.
The squeak was making fun of you, I will admit that. The throat thing, pure coincidence.
I like how you just tried to like gloss over the fact that you did in fact make fun of me, like literally not even a second prior to you clearing your throat.
Because no, I did, but like you didn't say anything about that. You got upset when I cleared my throat, which was not making fun.
Well, I had to clear my throat first, Reed. One of the things that I didn't catch up on, or like see when I read through Lord of the Rings and like even the movie was how old Frodo is, and I remember reading a piece dissecting it and how contextually he is fucking not ancient. He's definitely not the oldest. He's like hobbits age funny, and they do live relatively long. Bilbo, who had the ring, I know this all means nothing. Yes.
I've heard that name before, but mainly because it sounds funny.
Yes. I know all of this means like genuinely nothing to you because you have no idea what Lord of the Rings is about and how good it is, but that's okay because I'm going to continue talking. Bilbo Baggins, he was the oldest hobbit probably ever, I want to say, because when you have possession of one of the rings of powers, especially the ring to rule them all, it extends your life. So he was like 111. Usually they only live to be about like 108 is a very ripe old age. I think that's really the oldest a hobbit has been. But so in the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, the first movie in the trilogy, when Bilbo leaves, he leaves the ring and all of his worldly possessions to Frodo. Frodo doesn't look at the ring, he puts it away in a safe spot and promptly forgets about it. And Gandalf like fucks off and does like he does, you know, whatever. And like in the movie, it's all like events taking place one right after the other, so you don't really think, oh, it's been a while, but it's been years.
Been a while. Sorry. Please don't hate me. Been years.
But it's been years.
See, I am listening.
From, yeah, to self-preservation.
What?
Well, if you're gonna make fun of me, you have to actually pay attention to what I'm saying, and you know it.
I am.
I know.
Let's check in with Heidi Watkey,
like,
who's had a chance to ask
when Gandalf leaves on Bilbo's birthday, when Bilbo disappeared and Frodo initially got the ring, Frodo is an adult hobbit, and Sam is supposed to be an adolescent, or like he's supposed to be a fair amount younger than Frodo.
Multiple ways, up, down, in and out, the breaking ball, a lot of different ways to get guys out.
So he gets the swinging strikeout on the change.
Saruman, what are you doing?
First out in the fifth inning, fouled away. Into the windup, here comes
How are you a white wizard if you're evil?
No ball, 2 strikes.
Like, I know it's a position of power and it doesn't have anything to do with morality, but still.
Like
or is he a gray? He's not a gray.
As if you've never seen it before.
I just pick up on something so different, like how their wigs are like really bad, and you can tell that they're extremely like plasticky, but because they're like because they're meant to be kind of messy, it's, you know, it's okay. Anyway, so in the very beginning, Sam is supposed to be a fair amount younger than Frodo, and then finally, when Gandalf comes back to the Shire and sends Frodo out on his journey, years have passed, and Sam and Frodo appear to be the same age at that point, or appear to be in the same parts of their life. Like, Frodo hasn't aged at all. He's probably like, I think 102, if I remember correctly. Like, he's up there in Hobbit age. And sorry, I love this part of the movie. This is just like bad effects. Like they're good effects, but they're.
Oh, I thought you said something about sex.
Called out on strikes his last time through.
There's no sex.
I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, I love fat sex. I love fat people so much.
Hey,
they
if
don't
you can
make
trick
me
your brain
cringe
into
at all.
having a piss kink.
I don't like fat people. I'll never be able to trick myself into enjoying fat people, unfortunately. It makes me feel really fat-phobic. And it makes me feel bad about myself. But I'll get over it. Anyways, Sam always, throughout the entire movie, like, Sam continuously addresses Frodo as Mr. Frodo, which is a sign of respect, obviously, not just his, like, the sign of his station.
Other than it's been fantastic. We'll see if that continues. The later inning.
Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. Nothing in 2.
Everything this guy throws is hard. That changeup he throws is in the high 80s.
But I just thought that was a really fun analysis that I had read a while ago.
Max Stassi goes down for out number 2 in the top half.
0-1's the count.
Andrelton Simmons
oh no.
is in with 2 away here as this one swung on and missed for the first strike. Popped him up.
I'm mad because I feel like I'm going to have to actually leave the house tomorrow.
Lindor's got it, and the side is retired. Angels go down.
Have you actually tried to watch Lord of the Rings?
I feel like I have.
The 6th inning now, and set to go is the second baseman.
But even if I haven't, I know that it's just not going to happen. But I feel like I have. Like, someone definitely had it on, like, somewhere that I was.
And records the first out.
Let's watch this type deal. And I was like, fuck, fine.
Now batting,
center
fielder,
generation big leaguer Delino DeShields. 0 for 2 on his line thus far. There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. Upton going back. Still going back. And that one is gone.
Baseball has really changed. Remember when leadoff guys would just draw walks and steal bases? The guys like this, they have pop in the bat. They can go.
To be fair, I think my movie choice went down to Lord of the Rings or Twilight.
No hits to this point.
Ooh.
No. Twilight's good. In a bad way.
I would take Twilight over Lord of the Rings.
And Brantley will reach. He's got a base hit.
That is correct. A disgusting opinion, truly. I don't know who raised you, and clearly they have done it wrong. No offense to your parents.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center.
I saw part 1 to Breaking Dawn, right? Breaking Dawn was the last one. It was 2 parts.
The second out of the inning.
I got forced into watching that and didn't hate it. I lived.
The first movie is the masterpiece. Also, it's the movie that Rosalie is the hottest in.
You know what I actually surprisingly liked, and I wish. I don't know if it was a victim of circumstance or not. There was this girl I had a big crush on in high school. She was like super different from like any girl I ever like had a big school, or like ever really talked to. We were like wicked tight. And one night she was texting me. She's like, "I'm really sad. Can you come pick me up?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, and the fact that she even like most people like have a hard time like vocalizing.
Hey guys, there had to be something
This is back in high school as a senior. Yeah, she's like, "Do you care if I like smoke in your car?" I'm like, "Whatever makes you feel better. Like, if you want to cheer up, you think that'll help? Yeah, I'll pick you up. We'll go for a ride." We start driving around. Yeah, like I just, cool. Okay, sure. And she's like, "Oh my God, you know what I really want to do?" What? And she's like, "I want to go see Mockingjay." No. What was the second Hunger Games?
Back-to-back 2-out home run.
Mockingjay was the last one, right?
Solo shot here to left.
Catching Fire.
Catching Fire? I want to go see Catching Fire. Whatever the second. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna say no. Like, we're trying to make this girl feel better. And like anytime I can spend with her, I'm gonna take. So we went on a little movie date. And like I said, I don't know if it was victim of circumstance. Because like I was with this girl I was really into, and slightly high, but like I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. Which was like out of my realm of things I would normally like.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like how close me and that girl were. So like, me and this girl were extremely close. Out of nowhere, I don't even remember how we met. But then like my entire senior year, we were wicked tight. She didn't even go to my school. She lived like 2 towns over. Went to a different school. You know. We didn't have any mutual friends as far as I remember. And somehow we became friends.
Well, man, I think mentally they need to get
spent the good part of a year or 2 really together, like all the time as wicked good friends. Like so much so that like this kid that me and this one kid hated each other. And he was having a house party, like a weekend long house party, like Saturday and Sunday house party.
Seems like every one of them are 0-2.
She like got me into this party. She wanted me there that badly that she talked to the kid that hated me and letting me in. And like stuff like that. And like was it like we were just all over each other? Like,
someone hated you?
Yeah, well, it's because I dated this girl that he like. It was one of those things where it's like I don't want to date you, but I don't want anyone to date you. And the girl wasn't even into him. But
she was into you.
Well, no, this is before she knew I existed. My first girlfriend, to be fair, I didn't like this kid for no God-given reason. He just had like the most punchable face.
So far, this has been a terrific outing for this
and like
throwing well,
he was
keeping his
a little,
pitches to
like
a
a little
minimum,
prick.
locating his fastball
Like
on
he,
both sides
like
of the
such
plate.
a white
Good
horse,
command
you
of the
know,
off-speed pitches.
looking down on everybody for no reason. Like he had no reason to look down on people. Like he wasn't like people didn't think he was attractive. He wasn't good, like good looking. He wasn't good at sports. He didn't have money. He didn't like he wasn't a nice person. He had no reason for at all to be like I'm better than you. And
no ball, 2 strikes.
so my first girlfriend and him were in band together, and they were friends. Like she said, yeah, we were like friends. Like we never really hung out, but we were friends. And then
Number 57.
apparently he caught feelings, but she wasn't into him, and she made it clear nothing ever happened. But he also made it clear that like he didn't want to date her, even though he had feelings, which I still to this day can't figure out. But then once I came along, like a year or 2 later, he was irate and just stopped talking to her as a whole.
Up next for Cleveland.
Standing in,
third baseman.
And if you did talk to her, it was like shitty things, mainly about me, but like sometimes just straight up saying like that scarf makes you look fat.
Is at least partially known for a good change
like just dumbass things. She wasn't fat, she was smaller than me. She was shorter than you, and like you know, like she just wasn't a big person at all. Type deal. So, but that's the kid whose house party this other girl who named was Abby. That Abby got me into. And then like she went away to college. She was younger. And we were still close for like that year. Like she would come home, we'd hang out, we'd see each other, we'd do whatever. And then like nothing ever happened between us. And like I kind of got over my like feelings for her. It was never an obvious thing. It wasn't like it never got weird. And then like a year later, like after a whole year of still being fine, she just stopped talking to me. And now so much so to the point that, matter of fact, I'm curious. I'm gonna go on Instagram right now. I saw her on Instagram.
Well, while you search for him, oh, go ahead.
I request to follow her on Instagram every so often, and she denies it. She doesn't block me, but I used to follow her on Instagram. She will not let me follow her on Instagram now, though.
Huh.
Like it's the weirdest thing. Like she took me off her socials, and then like, but not blocking, just took me off.
Does she have a boyfriend?
Yeah, as far as I know, actually.
Well, that's why. He's insecure. Like, for whatever reason, he's insecure about your guys' like past life friendship or whatever, so. I think one of the reasons why I really like Lord of the Rings is the gay subtext. And, like, most of the trilogy is genuinely just, like, other people trying to court Frodo Baggins because he's just so pretty. Although, I will say this. Contextually speaking, within the realms, Frodo is ugly for Hobbit standards. But he's beautiful to humans. He's elf pretty, but in a Hobbit package. Which means he's ugly, and that's probably why he was never married. That and he's a flaming homosexual.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss.
I got the count 0-2.
Wow, what makes it so tough to be a hitter is to be able to hit and change his speeds, right? You're geared up for the fastball, and all of a sudden, he pulls the string and throws you a straight change. The dreaded equalizer.
We ran the fastball by him for the punch-out.
Number 3.
I felt bad. I went to my cousin's house yesterday.
Looking up is Brantley,
and it was like, I passed out on the couch for a little bit after dinner out here. My allergies are at their worst usually when I first wake up, and then
the catcher, number 33.
Oh, and 1.
Since I fell asleep out here, like they were like double bad. So like I got off the couch and I was like, oh shit, like I passed out. What's going on? Like he's like, oh, just come over. We're gonna play Mario Party. I was like, all right, cool.
Ball and 2 strikes to the Angels.
And I couldn't stop like coughing up a storm. Like my allergies were just fucking with me big time.
Guys will chase it down there.
Threw it right
he kept looking at me like,
I'm
like, no, trust me, it's allergies. Like,
your attention, please.
Real quick as well, Viggo Mortensen, I think his last name is.
Middleton.
Do you know who that is?
I know one person in that show, I believe.
Who's the person?
I don't even know his real name. Give me a second. Oh no, I know it's Sean someone.
I know who you're talking about.
Sean Bean.
No. Yeah. He plays, Boromir?
I can tell you.
Yeah.
I only know him because he was in GoldenEye.
He's also in Game of Thrones.
Boromir.
Yes. What I just said.
Well, you sounded like you said it like with a question mark.
I want you to know that usually when I sound like that, I already know I'm right, but I don't want to sound like an ass. And like it's
his career in this matchup. He's 1 for 4.
I think that's worse.
I used to get really shit on for how confident I said things.
First pitch to him.
So now,
especially by men. So like I developed the habit which I have now, which is very much
I feel like you rarely say things with confidence.
The air. Yes, because do you know how many years ago I've had to, like, when I first developed the airhead persona? In about like 5-10 years. No, it was probably around, I want to say 7 years ago. So I was trying really hard to fit in and make friends at school.
He's 2 for 3
and never like no one liked an overconfident, cocky white girl in Hawaii.
The 0-1 pitch.
Do you know how different I would be if I didn't change who I was trying to make friends in middle school?
Field corner. Definitely had the distance, but
you would be the same person.
No. Not even close. I was.
Throw on to first, 2 gone.
Up until at least 6th grade. 6th grade I started coming out of my shell a little bit, so I probably would have been close to what I am.
The right fielder, number 8.
Not.
Jordan.
No, I'd still be pretty good.
1 for 3 thus far.
Yeah, that last
it wasn't until 7th grade when like I had to.
He didn't hit it a ton. He didn't hit it a country.
Like I said, I think like I said the other night.
He wasn't letting that one go. He jumped on the first
when the schools converged in 7th grade and you all ended up in one building, I had an old friend who had gone to elementary school with me for a little bit before transferring to the Adams school or the other school. So he was like the kingpin, and like he saw me and he's like, oh yo, I remember you, like we were like wicked good friends in like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. Like yo, this kid's cool. Like he's hanging out with us. And everyone was like, what the fuck is this? It's like little old me, like
little old me.
And then I overdid it for a little bit. Like I remember my 8th grade year, it was a running gag. Like I mean, to be fair, I kind of did it for the meme after a while. But like for the first like 3 months of school or so. This wasn't actually true, but people would always be like, all you do is wear Red Sox shirts. Boston Red Sox baseball team. Like, every day you would just wear Red Sox shirts. Which wasn't true. Like, I did wear them a lot, but, like, that was not the case. But after a while, I did start doing it. So I was like, yeah, sports. Which, like, I was obsessed with baseball, like, as I still am now. That's one thing that would have been the same.
That's unfortunate. I was really hoping this would go into the whole way of baseball has grown on me because I had to love it to fit in. Kind of breaks my heart that you are a true heterosexual.
But that was my only sport. I didn't like. Nothing about basketball or football was appealing to me.
So it's the tight pants in baseball that really get you, huh?
No.
Alright, well, that would be my attracting factor.
Like, I would play, like football games, like NFL Street, NBA Street, but I was never like, oh, 2K, yo, you hear this LeBron James kid is popping off? Like, look at, like, I mean, like, yeah, I followed, like, to an extent, the local teams, like, the Boston teams, but I wasn't, like, Tom Brady this, Tom Brady that, you know.
Whereas now you are, I would suck Tom Brady's cock in a heartbeat. I would pay him.
No.
Who was it that you were all like, I would pay him?
I never said that.
I don't know. I feel like that definitely happened.
No, Yuri just wanted to try and make that a thing, and he tries.
Well,
he failed.
Then why is it a thing? Why is it one of the only memories still in my head?
Probably because of how much he would go off about it.
I'm pretty sure there was at least one person that you're like, I would 100% suck that dick. Or like, there was you would do it for free. I'm pretty sure you said I would do it for free.
There was a thing that was like,
or what? I'm sure it was like a joke or like whatever. But
I don't like how like you try to make your voice macho for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was just meant to be mocking.
Oh, yeah, but I don't sound like this.
Well, I wasn't mocking you, was I, Reed?
No, you were.
No, I was mocking the joke portion of it, I think.
You don't even know!
I don't know! You think I'm conscious when I speak, Richard?
I'm sorry, what did you just call me?
I called you Dick.
Listen, Lily.
It's not even my real name.
Celeste.
Alright, you got me there. What's my last name, though? My real last name.
I will shove my foot down your throat.
That's not how you spell it. Or pronounce it. Spell it. God, I wish I had a single brain cell in my head. Dun, 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 dun. The score for most fantasy things is just awesome. Like, most of them go off.
Heidi, how would you assess this team's attitude entering today's contest?
The shortstop.
Like the Lord of the Rings. The Star Wars. Like, there's...
Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up behind 0-2 now.
Fantasy composers really just go off, and it's genuinely like the Imperial March was a cultural reset on the entirety of the human race.
The batter number 2.
First offering on its way. David Fletcher.
0-1
for the third time as he swings and misses at that.
Elvish in general. Cultural reset. That's not a song, obviously. That's the language that Tolkien created. But
up next for the Angels. The center
fly ball out to
Mike
straightaway center. Brantley is under it, and the inning is over. Angel.
Buddy, my boy, my dude. Why are you wearing the ring in front of him?
The right fielder.
Baseman in tight, protecting the bunt, the first pitch. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Upton's under it.
Oh, I gotta set my alarm for tomorrow, and it's so nice to be able to be like, okay, let's set my alarm for 7:30 the earliest, but really not get out of bed till 7:45 probably, 7:50 as a backup, 8 o'clock as an oh shit alarm. And then scroll down and be like, alright, I'll also set one for 2 o'clock, because I get to take a nap from about 12:30 to 2.
Cleveland. The center fielder.
Here's Michael Brantley. His past history with Dylan Bundy. He's a .417 hitter. He's taken him deep once.
Wish that were me.
On a line, that's a base hit.
It's so nice because, like, normally in the building, during that time I would have to do my lunch duty.
Now batting.
Kids in the rooms. I don't have kids in my room yet, so I'm the one that's assigned for 6th grade to go down and grab the lunches from the cafeteria and bring them to the kids on this cart. And then
Viggo Mortensen is just so gorgeous.
And digging in next will be Anthony
Sorry.
Rendon.
Then I have my half hour of actual lunch
I'm
break.
not complaining, but this one's been flying by.
For all of that.
I'll agree with that, Ned. That's what you get when
And then
both
from
starting pitchers
1:18 to 2:08, I'm supposed to be sitting outside the bathroom, checking in anybody.
And they've done just that.
Yeah, and it's resulted in a game that could really go either way in these late innings.
But I don't have to because I'm not there.
Pulled toward right center field.
I will be home, so why not?
There to pull it in is Brantley, and there are 2 gone now.
Oh my god, I love this movie so much.
Now
digging in, Shohei Ohtani. Been a strikeout victim twice in this one. He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors to this point for the Angels. High in the air down the right field line. But this is going to wind up a foul ball. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. And he's got another one.
She also apparently did not know
punch outs now in the ball game, and that'll end the inning.
Did you bring it up?
But they're up 1-0.
Well, she noticed it, but she's like, I don't know what it means though. I was like, oh yeah, well, that means just we're both each other's top friends. Awesome. I don't think I've ever had a top friend on Snap. Like, no, you have.
That's cute.
You always have, like, you do, but I'll just be like, well, glad I could be the first.
Yeah, Reed?
I'm gonna be
You like
nice.
being her first?
I mean, we're
This thing's
for the
far from
24
over,
years old.
even though we're
I've
moving into the
just
second
had
half
long
of this game.
relationships, I'm
We're
sure.
only down by 1. All they need to do is get this leadoff guy,
Right,
and
of
they're an
course.
extra base hit away from tying
All
this
one's
thing
the
up.
count.
No balls and a strike to count. 0-1, here's the pitch.
You know what's really racist about this movie, other than like kind of everything? Well, not kind of anything, to be fair.
My man at the plate is not trying to push
Falcon's just kind of racist in general. The orc race. The only black actors cast in this entire, like in the entire franchise, are the orcs, or the orci, you know? And they're the ugliest motherfuckers. They're inherently evil. They are, you know, birthed from the mud of the earth. And they don't really have speaking roles. I think 3 of them have speaking roles.
Productive at bat here. Get that. Runner from second over to third.
Swing and a drive to right. There it goes. Gone. A 2-run shot that gives them the lead.
What a great feeling right there as he circles the pillows. Finally able to get this offense potentially going with one swing of the bat. Being shut out all game, but not anymore.
Lady of light that she is. Oh, she's so beautiful.
Plate now, Josh Naylor. Line drive snagged on a
Liz
short hop.
Tyler.
Right
she was in Armageddon. Armageddon was a really good movie.
You can't hit a ball any harder than that. I mean, this ball gets on it.
You ever seen that one?
Nice job to stay with it, though.
Armageddon.
And then make the out at first.
Ben Affleck, Bruce Willis, and Liz Tyler. As well as, like...
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
It's like you just don't know good things. I highly recommend Armageddon.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing.
Adam Sandler?
Drive to right.
No.
There it goes.
Bruce Willis?
And
who's the other name?
Gone.
Ben Affleck.
I know who Adam Sandler is. I know who Bruce Willis is. I know who Ben Affleck is.
Number 55.
And then something Godfrey, I think.
Gilbert.
Yes, he's in it as well.
He's I love Gilbert Godfrey. I think he's funny.
He was. Wait, no. Different one, I think.
Hold
I think
on.
Gilbert Godfrey is a different one.
Gilbert Godfrey is this.
Yeah, you fucking
not him.
White-ass pussy.
But I always get them mixed up. Look up Armageddon.
Hang on. Steve Buscemi? Talking about the guy that plays Rockhound?
Maybe. What did you say his name was?
Steve Buscemi? I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. I could see why you would mistake him for Gilbert Godfrey. No one else here I can.
Must be him then. He's been in a few things, and he's really funny as well. He has really great roles. What did you say to me?
Owen Wilson?
No, but he's also in that one, I think, right?
Yeah, he is.
Towards Simmons at short. And there's out number 2.
Now batting.
Digging
the
in
second
the
baseman.
switch hitter, Cesar Hernandez. He's hoping to avoid the hat trick. He struck out in each of his first 2 plate appearances so far. Pulled high in the air out to right field. And now that'll hop over the wall, so he'll be at second here with 2 away.
The right fielder, number double
Hey, there's a hard-hit ball that was going to be down for extra bases. The ball had some spring on it, and it bounced over the wall, and the ground...
Well,
hey, you never opened that picture.
On it, and that retires the
my
side.
phone is still on my
2
bed,
home runs in
and
the
I
inning.
You haven't gotten up. That's my point.
Inning,
get up and look at it.
Leading off for the
No!
Going here and even this game up.
Make fun of my axe.
And summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Your attention, please.
On to the 8th here as a slider is taken to begin the at-bat. It's ball
number
1.
22,
And
Andrew
fouls this one off.
Miller.
Give me a couple minutes.
Said that already.
Miller is a guy known for his lights-out stuff. He tends to rack up strikeout numbers at a very high rate. However, he does at times get wild. Walks have come back to bite him on more than one occasion.
You know, it's not uncommon, Matty V, for a relief pitcher to come in with
The
really
batter,
good stuff.
number
It
3.
seems like he's either really hit and miss. He'll rack up a lot of strikeouts, but if he's not quite on, he'll also rack up a lot of base on balls, and that can cause a pitching coach and a manager to really start to pull their hair out.
And this is swung on and missed. 2 are quickly retired to start inning number 8. He's set. Here it comes.
Up next for the
Max
Angels.
Stassi.
0-1's the count.
2 away here as this one swung on and missed for
Stassi.
the first strike. Swing and a miss
count,
here, and he's
0-2.
behind in the count now, 0-2.
1 pitch away from wrapping.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. Angels are gone in order. They still trail it here 3-1.
Your
Felix
attention,
Pena
please.
is on to pitch out of
Now
the
pitching
bullpen in
for
the
the
bottom
Angels.
half of the 8th.
Number 64, Felix.
Ready with the first
Pena.
pitch. Here it comes. Swing, and there it goes. He got all of this one. And out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed.
A 3-run deficit in the bottom of the 8th is tough for a visiting team to overcome. They've got 3 outs left. And after that
Up next
homer,
for
they're
Cleveland.
going to need to string
The
together some hits
shortstop,
to make a game of this thing.
Francisco
So here's Francisco Lindor
Lindor.
now. Swing and a drive. This one's deep to right. And it's gone as they add still another. Long ball is playing in this one.
I would hate to have a last name of
Last
Can.
of the game so far for this lineup.
Now
Dan Dero,
back,
what are your
the
thoughts on
designated
what they're
hitter.
doing as a team so
John
far?
Mears.
I'm sorry, would you like to be known as Destiny
Right.
Hand?
This is one of those cases where I think the
I
hitters
don't really
right
see
now,
anything
they
wrong
must
with
be seeing
it.
beach balls up there right now with 4 bombs.
Now
I
here's
feel like
a
there'd be
fly
a lot
ball.
of
Well
Andy
hit.
jokes.
Back goes Trout.
Oh.
Just short of a home run. This
Among
ball's
other
off
things.
the wall.
Distance.
And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
Well, he's certainly not shy, is he?
Now
he
batting.
goes up there looking to be aggressive and takes a big rip right here.
Rob
Squares it up and double
Your
that
attention,
goes
please.
all the way to the wall.
Now pitching
Great
for
work
the
out of
Indians.
him.
Here's a fly
Number
ball,
35.
well hit. But
Matt.
this is taken in on the warning track as the runner will tag from second.
No, too late.
Won't get him.
Now
Digging
batting.
in,
Left
Josh
fielder.
Naylor. He was a ground out victim last time up.
Yeah, and I know you
Naylor.
want to lace a line drive or hit a potential home run. But I'll tell you what, grab the cheap ribby when it's there. Give me a ground ball middle of the diamond and steal a run.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. This is pulled into right. And a base hit, and that'll get the run in from third.
You'll only see about 10 of these pitches a year. The changeup on
Now
a tee
batting,
in the middle of the
first
plate.
baseman.
But tip your hat to the
Carlos.
batter right there. He did not come
Santana.
unglued, stayed within himself, and drove it for a base hit.
So now Carlos Santana. And it's fouled away. 3 runs already home here. A swing, and he pulls it down the line and deep.
Stay fair.
And that ball will stay fair, and it's gone. A home run.
The catcher, number 55. Roberto.
Standing in now, Roberto Perez.
Perez.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Upton's under it. And he brings it in
I'm here
for
to
the
get longer.
second
I might
out
start
of the
taking
inning.
biotin. Is that what that is?
Now batting. Second
Digging in,
baseman.
Cesar Hernandez.
Cesar.
He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
Is it just not growing anymore?
This one into
No, it
the air
is,
out
but
into
just
right
like,
field.
I don't know, I want it to grow
On the
better.
run is Ohtani, and this will find the wall out
As
near the
stupid
visitor's
as that
bullpen. He
sounds.
hit the corner and tries for third.
Faster, healthier,
He'll get in
thicker,
there
I don't know.
safely.
And that's the chance you take when you lay out for a
The
ball
right
like
fielder,
that.
number
Make the play and
00.
you're a
See,
hero
but
in
it's-
violation.
Boys
Delano.
like Helen
Miss it,
loves
and
Sam
you're
is
picking
what
yourself
I
up and
Field.
chasing after it.
Biotin would probably also be
Flying
nice for my
toward
facial
center
hair.
field. In there, base hit, and
Yeah.
to get the run in from third.
Sometimes it's hard to
Part of me
explain when the
is-
game is this lopsided. A lot of things just kind
I'm
of
hoping
snowball on you.
that we
One
center
thing leads
fielder.
to
stay
another,
closed
a
for
big
2
game
weeks after
leads
winter
to
break.
another,
Brent,
some
please.
bad
I want
defense,
ladies
some
and
shoddy
gentlemen,
pitching.
kind
Next
of,
thing you know,
please.
you look up and you're
just
on the
to,
wrong
like,
side
for
of
the
a whole
Indians.
lot of bad.
Start fresh.
Number
Swing
57.
and oh my.
Like, I don't
Hit
want
it
to
with
like
the
look
high
clean shaven, but
lead.
like kind of reset it and see if anything, like, if it comes back any better. It's been 4 years? Almost 5? I think since the last time I was clean shaven.
Now batting. Shortstop.
But also, like, I don't
Francisco.
want
And that'll bring in the switch hitting
Lindor.
Francisco
to,
Lindor.
like, Christmas Eve is around the corner.
Swing at
Christmas,
the
I got a
first
holiday
pitch
party
and
Saturday.
line this one
And,
into
like,
left center, and that's going
New
to get
Year's
down
and all
for
that
extra
shit. Like, I don't
bases.
want to be this weird
He'll
baby
make it
faced
to
looking
second base
freak
now
there.
with 2 gone.
It's not
Now
good.
Some
batting.
guys have
The
the ability
designated
to
hitter.
rise the occasion
Rod
while
Like, I mean, I don't know if it's not
away,
good
but it
anymore, because, like,
matters
it's
the
been
most.
5 years.
Yeah.
I
This guy
legitimately
is a
just look
gamer.
different than I did
He's
5
been
years
on
ago as
fire
is,
since
but, like,
the postseason started, and after that hit,
Line to shortstop.
Yeah, let me
He's
see if
there
I can
to
find the
make
last time I was
play,
clean
and that
shaven.
ends the inning. Another good
Much as I
inning
don't
here
want
for
to.
the Indians. Hey, fun times in Cleveland again. Game 2 coverage rolls on after this.
Oh, yeah. It was my first college graduation. That was ass. also short-haired me, but like I don't know if I have any long-haired, clean-shaven. Well, whenever you look at your phone, that'll be there too.
Ready now for L.A., Andrelton Simmons. He's the one to start off the ninth inning with his guys in danger of going down 2 games to none if they can't rally.
Your attention, please.
Now the 1-0.
Now pitching for the Indians, number 48, Emmanuel Clase.
1-2.
The count is 1-2.
Got him. And he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time. First
Now
pitch of the at-bat
second
on
base.
its
Yep, that
way.
ball went out.
David Fletcher stands in as he looks at ball 1 here. High in the air out to center field. Brantley is there, and there are 2 men gone now.
The center fielder, number 27,
First
Mike
delivery to him on the way.
Trout.
Mike Trout is at the plate now, and he takes a cold strike. And this is swung on and
0-2 is
missed,
the count.
so now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight.
Ball.
Fastball just misses. That's ball 1.
Great take right there.
And he struck him out, and that'll do it for the Angels here this evening.
Yeah, Matt, let me share an interesting stat. A team that jumps out to a 2-0 lead in the
said glad to be the first.
series,
She goes,
they
me
win
too.
that series about 83% of the time.
That's
my
super
knees.
interesting right there, Dan. And that's all well and good.
I need to lose
The
weight
way
because I
look
can't
at
sit
it,
fucking
only
cross-legged in this
50%
chair
of
anymore
the
without
work is
like
done
cutting
right
off
now.
circulation of my
They've still
legs.
got to win 2 more games against a very good team who is now going to be out of the corner. You can never get comfortable in postseason baseball.
Uh-oh. Glow Blue's really getting close, I can tell. Looks like I'm not the only one that can't stand sitting here anymore.
Let's go down to the field for a report. Heidi, what did the players share with you heading into this contest? And
Leading
here's
off
the
for the
second-generation big
the right
leaguer,
fielder,
Delino DeShields.
Delino.
And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Hello?
No, when you've only surrendered 1 hit to the top 3 guys in the order up to this point in the game, you know you're doing something right, man. You're smart.
sorry.
Whatever they discussed coming into this game has worked out beautifully.
I am focused on the movie, Rick. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry.
And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
I will be leaving the call because that is the last straw.
What?
Hey, this guy's
You said my name weird. I'm sorry, but you would
And
definitely
you
say
made
something.
fun of me again!
isn't too big for him.
You would absolutely say something if I said your name,
Meanwhile,
like
this
awkwardly
ball's going
like
to
that.
get through, and that's a base hit.
I think it's impossible to say my name awkwardly like that.
Whatever, Dust.
Now
90.
designated hitter, Bronchial.
Pitcher's got to stay on his toes
That was
right
tough.
there. You never know who in this lineup is going to pull out the old ambush. Knock to right there.
High in the
Stop
air,
just now if you
carrying
can't
well
take
out
it.
to deep center.
Hey, hey, don't tell me what to do, first and foremost. Second of all, I do whatever I want.
Man, you could see the center fielder tracking
Now
the ball
batting,
the entire way.
third baseman.
He thought he had it.
Subject me to
And I tell you, he
overplaying.
should have had it. But he just...
Swing and a ball hit in the air, and a ball that he got every
God, that outfit's
stitch
real
of,
bad.
as that one, without a doubt, is gone.
Another excellent swing right there. That's multiple
Your
home
attention,
runs in the
please.
same inning.
Now
Watch
pitching
yourself.
for
You're
the
missing over the
Angels,
heart of the plate.
number
Dylan
52,
Peters takes over to start the
Dylan
6th inning on the mound.
Peter.
Into the box, Josh Naylor. He swings and crushes it. Oh, my, there is no doubt about this one. And they've done it again. Back-to-back-to-back home runs.
Up next for Cleveland, the
so
first
now Carlos Santana. As he gets a good curveball here to start the at-bat. It's strike one. No hits to this point. Fouled off. Base is empty here with nobody out.
I forgot he was in Seattle.
Skied in the air to straightaway left. Upton's under it. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
The catcher, number 55.
Digging in once again, Roberto Perez. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. But it bends just foul into the second deck. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Line toward the gap in left center. And the Tribe keep it rolling as this will be extra bases again. And he's in there easily at second with a one-out double.
Hey guys, he's lucky he's getting this baseball back. He hung that middle of the plate. The batter's eyes lit up and he was able to put good wood on it.
It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. And he just couldn't keep that ball fair as it winds up a long foul ball. 0-1, here it comes. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And foul, though it had the home run distance. From the stretch. Oh, they think they may have gotten him again. This one's hit deep to left field. And for the second time in the inning, the gopher ball will come back to bite him. It's a home run. The long ball is playing in this one. That was the fourth last of the game so far for this lineup. Dan Dero, what are your thoughts on what they're doing as a team so far?
Yeah.
And 3.
Let's put that camera to use.
I know.
Well, like, are you gonna like? Are you gonna like try to hop on for a little bit tomorrow if it's in?
If I get up early enough.
Hey, Dero, not a bad night. 3 singles.
Now
but hey, you'll take 3
center
for
fielder
4 every day of the week.
Yeah, in today's day and age, Dan, where everything's a homer, a walk, or a strikeout, it's refreshing to see this guy throw out 3 base hits.
And here's the left-handed hitting Michael Brantley. Skied into straightaway right. Chasing after it is Ohtani. He gets there to put it away, and tagging is the runner from first. And this will prove to be a heads-up play at first as he tags up and moves into scoring position.
Now batting, shortstop.
And that'll bring in the switch-hitting Francisco Lindor. Runner in scoring position with Sagan. Oh, and this ball is absolutely blasted. High and deep. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back.
Now batting, designated hitter.
And that'll bring in Franmil Reyes.
Reyes.
This is foul right side. So far, 2 for 3 in this one.
Everyone's also like in love with Viggo Mortensen in this, and like in real life, and like the characters are all in love with Aragon.
Well, somebody's sitting off speed right here. Only way he was late on that heater is he was expecting another changeup.
And it's like really just everyone sipping over 2 Hot Boys. That's it. That's the entire movie trilogies, all 3 of them.
It's a good thing neither one of us are streaming right now because you can't say that word on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you're
What, simping?
Anything to do with simp, virgin, incel.
Number 64.
Really?
Did you miss that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's probably still. I don't know if it's not allowed on streaming, but I know it's not allowed in chat at the very least.
Wind up and the 0-1. Hit well again down the right field
line. But like, how do you
line.
moderate that? Because also like.
And that's going to wind
Can
up
you not just say like, you can say fuck and stream?
So a missed
that,
opportunity
like,
there.
Yeah. It's
Wind up. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
you'd have to, your video would have to get flagged for it, I think.
But a foul ball. Count holds holds it 0-2.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I know obviously you can't like say the N-word, although it's weird they just like recently clarified a rule on that. Apparently there was a rule on that needed clarifying. Like,
no doubt about this one, and they've done it again.
I don't know. It was just like strange to me. And everyone was like, "Why are they just doing this now?" And I don't think they were just doing that now, but I think they were clarifying it. Again, I don't know why it needed clarifying. You just don't say it.
Josh Naylor.
But like they sent out a tweet that was like it specified like about the hard R and everything, and it was like such a weird thing for like like an actual like company Twitter to say, like referencing the hard R instead of just like saying like use of that word isn't acceptable.
Definitely had the distance, but it winds up a foul ball.
I think there are exceptions, obviously, though, because like I'm thinking now, like, well, what if someone was streaming like Grand Theft Auto 5
on an 0-2 count?
or San Andreas? Like I know there's a lot of N-words used in those games, but without the hard R.
Now in the box,
wouldn't it be like if it's in the game, it's fine, but like the streamer itself can't?
I think mentally they need to get one or two of these.
Yes and no, because while that is true, that's the whole like that's how DMCA's have been working with copyrights on music. Like, you can play a game and like say there's menu music, you could get flagged for the menu music. Like, you have to have that turned down.
What?
Yeah. I've had that happen on YouTube before, even when I play baseball, because the menu music will be copyrighted.
That's so stupid.
It's beyond insane. Like, it makes 0 sense.
First delivery to him on the way.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's been worse a lot lately, especially like at night, like just like not even that, but just like the actual like acid reflux like feeling.
That means your diet's been really bad lately.
As
diet hasn't really been any different.
Well, I mean, you are getting older, so
Now
maybe your body can't keep up with your diet now.
Well, that's my goal for New Year. I'm not gonna be like, oh, New Year, I'm starting a new diet, but like just be like healthier in general. It doesn't have to be like fucking crazy, like be able to run a marathon type, but like
good breaking ball
you know,
right there. Good
better.
hard slider to count now 0-2. He's getting deep into the outing, but his slider is still staying sharp.
Like I really want to.
Like
and my office.
He looks as good
my
now
treadmill
as
in my basement is covered in shit.
So it was a strikeout.
My dad's cleaning my basement, and by that I mean pretty much rearranging the mess. Instead of actually like cleaning.
As he swings and misses at that one, it's 0-1.
At least it was an organized mess. Now it's not.
And
now it's rearranged.
His command has been outstanding so far, hitting nearly all of his spots, and
in that he has somehow managed to pile more shit onto our treadmill. There's an old treadmill at that. One thing I don't ever want to do is go to a gym.
And here comes the first baseman, Carlos Santana. Infield in the overshift here now, the pitch. Pulled toward right
I
center
love Pippin and Mary.
The route has a read on it.
Scottie Pippen?
And he hauls it in for the first
You
out
have
of
no
the
idea who that is. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Digging in and looking for more, Roberto Perez. He hit a two-bagger and later scored in his previous plate appearance.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit.
A diving effort as it's off his glove. And there is some stick-to-itiveness as they still manage to get the out at first.
The batter
now
play. Second baseman.
So coming to the plate,
Pippin is so stupid. He's got no thoughts in his tiny little hobbit brain, and I love him dearly for it. And he's not like a himbim or like a himbo.
Wind up and the 0-1.
He's just dumb.
In the air out to right. Chasing after
And I
it is
do adore
Ohtani.
him.
He's there to track it down, and that'll end
Ladies
the
and
inning.
gentlemen,
Just
it's
a 4-pitch inning
time
there
for
as
the
the Indians go down
seventh
quietly.
inning
But not to fear as they
stretch.
hold a commanding lead. Striding forward now is the DH.
And
Taylor
leading
Ward.
up for
He's
the
working on a
Angels,
1-for-2 game
the
so far.
designated
Bilbo just breaks my heart in this movie. I love watching the hobbits like in group shots of the Fellowship because they just look like a bunch of 5-year-olds with all these tall giants around them, and it's just like the cutest thing because they're like struggling to keep up with them. He's so cute.
You know what, like the weirdest big trend is on Twitter right now?
Number 3.
Sorry to completely change the subject.
Your attention,
please. The call from the pen to take over
I just saw a tweet, and it's about today, like December 21st, and it's, I don't know if it started off as a joke about like there being like the world ending or whatever, but it's now the running gag is somehow memed into black people will gain superpowers on December 21st. So like that's literally the top Twitter trend right now is just December 21st. And when you pull it up, it says here's why people are freaking out about December 21st. I'm like, oh boy, I wonder if other people are on the board of, oh shit, maybe this is ending this year. But no, so it's just all memes of black people getting superpowers. Many users have embraced a running joke that black people will gain superpowers on December 21 when Saturn and Jupiter align and be the closest to the Earth they have been for hundreds of years. The conversation originated from a post that was shared earlier in December, prompting users to respond with memes about becoming either heroes or villains after getting their superpowers.
Don't be shocked if he doesn't go right back to that same pitch. You can tell he jelly-legged him at the plate a little bit. Froze him, but just missed the zone.
So we got him looking there. Taylor Ward
now batting,
retired for the first out in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Matt Stassi is next as he finds himself behind 0-1. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors to this point for the Angels. And another foul ball.
Got to take advantage of that pitch right there. 0-2 breaker hanging over the heart of the plate. Not going to see too many of those today.
Oh.
And yet another foul ball here as this
little
finds
Frodo,
the seats, and
he's
the
just
count
a
will
little
remain at
boy.
0-2.
Even though he's like old.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
The batter, number 2.
No problems
Shortstop.
for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks.
You know what's one of the weirdest feelings?
Pretty easy.
And we'll have to leave it there.
The day we all first met.
The inning. Angels
But
go down
before
1, 2,
we met.
3. And as you can see,
What do you mean?
Set to get underway. And at the plate,
waking up that morning to go to the airport.
Delino DeShields.
The Shield.
Like having never seen any of you in person
deep. Upton going back.
and not necessarily your case, but like in some of the cases, having it been 10 years.
Now in a mop-up role as he'll try to keep the
And then like knowing like
Number
that in a
57.
few hours, like that
Hudson.
day, I was going to
Well
fucking like if I so pleased, you know, like touch Yuri's nose, or, you know, whatever, just like physically see him.
Nice
So what I'm hearing is
Don't
you
say
wanna
it.
touch yours.
Now batting.
Oh, for the love of fucking God.
I stop.
No, you didn't. You stopped like the last syllable of the word nose.
I was already out of my mouth when you said don't say it. What do you expect from me to turn back time?
So
turn back time.
You want to touch yours? No.
Up next for Cleveland.
I'm sorry that I speak the truth, and you literally just said that you want to touch your old nose. It's not my
I'm
fault.
sorry, who?
Your old.
You and your year-old juices.
Stop! I didn't like it.
3 for 4 so far, and seeing it well in this ball game.
I have to look at that, man, in like a few days. Please refrain from saying that shit. I could not. I won't be able to look him in the eye. Do you understand that?
Of the fluids. I'm sorry. Oh god.
Wow. I literally walked all the way over to my bed to get my fucking phone, and that's how you repay me.
What?
And this one's soaring to right field.
So much effort.
And that ball will stay fair, and it's gone. A home run.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Hoping for better results
Now
than the other arms that they've run out there in
number
this one.
99.
Boy, howdy, do I have to pee?
You have to go urinate?
He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1 for 4 day.
That's a joke I've been making for years. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. That has nothing to do with the last conversation.
How come I haven't?
What?
How come I haven't heard it then?
No, you definitely you have.
I definitely have not.
I guarantee you.
So, hang on, real quick. So I got, like, not the menu, but, like, my sister sent us a text of, like, what she was planning on making, and I was like, fuck, I know you're allergic to a lot of stuff, but my sketchbook with all of the dietary needs and everything is still in Mississippi with Ash. So I screenshot it and I texted him. I was like, "Are you actually able to eat anything? Because I know you're like allergic to a lot of shit." And he's like, "I can eat mashed potato." No, is that it? He can eat ham.
I was gonna say I don't think he can eat mashed potatoes.
I don't think so either. And I was like, "Fuck." He's like, "All right, so we'll get you fed before we go over then." He was like, "Lit." Dab? And I was like, never mind, fucking starve. And he's like, double it, dab, dab. I was like, I want to kill myself. Like, why does he have to do that?
Now that ball is smoked.
Sometimes I feel like you forget who you're talking about here.
I know. But it hurts me. I still get psych damage.
In at second base with a 1-out double.
You're bringing him
out.
out.
Never had a chance at that one at all.
We had already made plans to hang out during Christmas.
Your attention, please.
You're the one that made plans to hang out with him during Christmas.
That's fair.
Number 60.
I feel like you can't complain about him being the way that he is.
Meyer.
Oh, I should not have sent that at all.
What did you send?
No, just a runner. I'm
alright, I gotta pee.
Now batting, right fielder, Delino, the Shield.
Why?
Into the box
Please
now.
stop going back. I don't want to go back. I just need you to pause so I can piss. God,
God, quite literally any other shortstop and I would be pissed.
And leading up
It
for the
doesn't look
Angels,
very promising so
the
far
second
this one as
baseman,
we move into the
David.
later innings. Down by the ball, though, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
0-2.
Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. The 0-2 once more. Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first down. And that'll bring Mike Trout to the dish.
The
He's
center
got a
fielder,
hit in
number
3 at-bats to
27.
this point.
Mike
No balls and a strike to count.
Trout.
2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors to this point for the Angels. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Man, as a pitcher, you have to love pitching 0-2. Multiple ways, up, down, in and out, throw the breaking ball. A lot of different ways to get guys out.
Adapt and persevere. That's what I always said on the offensive side. Down in the count,
third
their batter hits a ground
Anthony.
ball the other way. He's able to
Red
fight off the tough count and get himself a base hit.
Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Oh,
In there for a called third strike, and there are 2 gone now. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd time.
No ball.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the black. Beautiful pitch. And even if we had robot umps,
so the first picture is supposed to be your ex-girlfriend's haircut, right?
That's before the haircut.
Oh, okay. And then
that's a decent picture. I'll admit it. Like the after hair is this coming in right now.
The Indians on top, 19-2.
You're
right.
Enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
She looks old and British.
It's a terrible picture of her. She's younger than me. She's a year younger than me too. Like that's the thing.
No, she's not. Oh, with that haircut. That's a 35-year-old's haircut.
No, she's
A
24.
35-year-old British person's haircut. Okay, red.
British.
A cat red.
Carrot?
Now batting.
I said okay, Reed, but like in a voice.
In a voice. Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
the
to
thing.
describe that one. I don't know how to describe it. Why do you always have to be such a brat, Reed? Could you just calm down?
Are you talking to yourself or me?
Yeah.
Fastballs and curveballs.
And he'll stay with it.
Now I know you said you there, but it really sounded like you said yeah, as if you meant like the both of us.
Next will be the cleanup hitter,
which also would have been accepted.
2 home runs already to his name in this one.
Incorrect.
And we'll see if he could possibly strike
Are you not a
again.
brat?
Now Reyes with a drive,
I am not.
well hit out to deep left field. Upton going
I
back.
am a
Track the wall.
wrangler.
Wow,
A
talk about
what?
a man rising to the occasion. If
I'm a
this team
brat
rolls through the
wrangler.
Playoffs,
Yep.
I think he just made a convincing case for the MVP.
Now
Sure,
batting.
it's only one
Third
game,
baseman.
but that's his
Jose.
3rd homer of the game.
All right, got me
And
lost
we're
on
not
that one.
done yet. This is the kind of stuff.
I'm pretty sure you're a
legends have
self-admitted
made.
brat though.
Good swing, just got to try and straighten that one out.
Yeah, but not when it's used against me. God.
Swing and a drive. This one's deep to right. And it's out of here. Back to
God,
back.
okay, I get it. You
Wow,
want
runs.
attention. What's up?
Talk about having a
Ladies
great
and
day.
gentlemen,
4, 6, 7, 10, 13, 14, 15.
4
attention,
home
please.
runs in one game.
Now pitching
I would
for
say
the
that's
Angels.
More than great. That's
Number
a spectacular
32.
day.
Cam
Yeah.
Petrosian enters now
Good
in a mop-up
Petrosian.
role as he'll try to keep the deficit right where it is. Fouled away. 2 home
It's funny, I was
runs
streaming
already
last
to
night.
his name in this one, and we'll see if he could possibly
And
strike again.
someone commented and was like, "You got a
Ready
camera?"
with the 0-1. And right
I was like,
into the ship.
"Funny you should say that."
Up and not too shabby out of the pen.
Not
Just
in this exact moment. But if you come
stepping
back in
into
like
the
a
box,
week,
Shohei Ohtani.
those chances will
leading
be a lot
off
higher.
here in the ninth.
And
if you
This
come back in
guy's
like a week
in
after
danger
that,
of falling
then I
into a
guarantee
very
you-
difficult to escape 3-0 deficit.
Oh,
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
0-2.
It's so weird to think that this year is pretty much already over.
it's been
Struck him
far
out.
too long.
Struck him out again.
It's been the
I
longest
should
year
say,
and the
his
shortest
third
year.
punch out of the game. First pitch on its way
Now
to
batting.
Upton.
The left fielder.
Hit
Like
the
March
other
was
way
yesterday,
out
and
right
yesterday was
field.
30 years ago.
Upton.
The Shields is there, and there are 2 men gone now.
Smell what the Rock is cooking?
Now batting.
Next
Number
would be the
3.
designated hitter, Taylor Ward. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
What?
And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball. registered
Frodo,
at
you know
93
Elvis, you
that
silly
time.
goose.
And this will be a called strike 2. And
Oh my
down to
God.
the final strike tonight.
Yeah,
I never
flip a coin
caught
right
that.
here. I don't know what you
Nope,
said on
that's low.
fastball
Oh, I
land
love
and a
this
breaking
movie so
ball down and
much.
away. Pick your spot and go
Speak
with
friend and you shall enter. Melon.
Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. Fielded cleanly.
Ow.
Throw on to first will be in time.
You know what I just
and
realized?
The Indians are one
Oh,
step
this is
away
the sad
from a
part. What's
sweep.
up?
They take
I
a
need to figure out what I'm
commanding
gonna watch
3
once I'm
games
done
to
with
none
Super.
lead here on the
I only got,
road
like,
as this one is
6
over.
episodes left or something like that. Not even.
I have a ton of recommendations, but you don't like what I recommend.
No, it's coming down to, I think it's going to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It also depends on what I get for Christmas. I think I asked for the Fresh Prince on Blu-ray, like the whole series. So if I have that all in one place, like I have all the box sets for the seasons on DVD, but like if they up it for Blu-ray and like put it all in one place, then I'm in. But like it's either that, Entourage, I was watching Scrubs before I found out Super was on Hulu. I could go back to that. Scrubs isn't bad. Pleasantly surprised with it. A little infuriating at times, though.
God, I just love this movie so much.
Let's go down to the field for a report. Heidi, what did the players share with you heading into this contest?
Matt, although they put themselves one win away from sweeping the LCS,
although I'm pumped that we're getting $600. I mean,
they're not taking anything for
it's
granted
fucked,
coming
but
into what they expect to
I don't
need
it, so like I'm just
when
getting
asked
free
how
money.
it felt to be up 3-0,
I'm not
one
one
player
of
told
I
me, last
I
checked,
saw a thing. It was like, oh yeah, like here's your $600. It's almost more insulting than doing nothing.
Much yet. Let's talk again when we get one more win.
Small businesses, fucked. Essential workers, fucked. Big
Big
businesses, doing great.
I saw that.
Home run of the game right there. He is locked.
Did you retweet it or did you actually make it?
Players talk about rhythm and timing. Well, he is perfectly on time in the heart of the zone.
So one thing I'm going to be self-conscious about when I get the camera is my headset, because it makes my head look really, really small.
I'd rather have something make my head look small than make my head look big, no?
I'd like my head to be normal size, because my head is already very small.
You are very small.
Okay, you don't need to call names.
What?
Now batting, the first baseman.
But there was no
Carlos Santana.
I'm trying to figure out where I want to put mine.
And one on here in the inning. First pitch of the at-bat.
Like if I want it off to the side a little bit, or do I want it centered? Do I want it like just on, like I don't know what level to put. Like I don't have a necessarily a good spot to put it where it's going to be like at eye level or higher. Like it might be slightly lower. And again, do I want it centered or not from there?
Leaping effort at the wall, but he comes up empty. This one is
like I've got some good spots for it. I just don't know if it's going to be a good charming angle.
Ball's jumping in this one. That's the fourth to leave the yard so far.
Jordan.
Matty V, this is just one of those days where the ball seems to be zero. The hitter's on point. The pitchers aren't making very good pitches.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's all about executing pitches. And
I know most, I feel like a lot of male streamers, they put it lower. Like, not large male streamers, you know, like big name male streamers, but like, because they obviously have a way better setup. But a lot of the, like,
I was going to say every streamer I've ever seen has like up and off the side.
Yeah, it gets that nice angle on there.
Like if I can,
but putting it lower also like it makes you look bigger. Oh my God, Colin! Eagle.
Now back
into the box.
Second base.
Cesar Hernandez.
Third
trip to
like I'm also wondering how, like, will it stand on its own, or do I have to like latch it onto something?
It comes with a mount, I think.
Yeah, right. And if like I know some of them have like. I don't know if this does, but there's ways to, like, you know, it has like a little thing where you can just like put it on the top of your TV. So if I could do that, then that might not be bad.
And leading up for the Angels,
fellow top of the order.
shortstop,
really offered much help for this lineup so far.
No, your 1, 2, 3 guys are the ones you look to generate a lot of action, but they just haven't been up to the task so far in this one. Still time for them to turn it around, though. We'll see if it happens.
And that is by him on into center field. So good hitting on 0-2 nets him a leadoff single.
Hey, some guys can handle a postseason lights, and this is obviously one of them. Another base hit, leading off for the boys. This guy's had a monster postseason so far.
The Shields will settle under it to make the play for the first out, as the runner will have to head back to first.
The batter,
as a look
the center fielder, Mike Trout.
0-1 count and the pitch.
Not surprised he's laid on a heater right there. Just saw an off-speed pitch. wanted to stay back a little bit too long.
The second for one. On the first, it's a double play as their woes continue. The inning is over.
With my woes.
All set for the start of the inning, and next will be a speed threat in the form of outfielder Delino DeShields. There's a swing, and he sends a ball high in the air into left field. Looking up is Upton.
Boy,
and it's gone as they add still another.
Hey, every once in a while, these speed guys will jump up and bite one. He absolutely crushed that baseball. Doesn't fit his usual tool description, but he can go deep if you leave one over the heart of the plate.
And here's the left-handed hitting Michael Brantley. And the Tribe keep it rolling as this will be extra bases again. And he'll pull into second here with nobody
Oh my God,
out.
we have to play Uno with our cameras too.
Yeah, some guys
We
have
have
the
to
ability to rise
play
third
Uno
base
with our
for a while.
cameras.
Some guys
Oh my God,
that
yes,
matters the most.
yes,
This
yes.
guy is a gamer. He's been on fire since the postseason started, and after that,
I feel like the aggression is going to take a whole new level there because of the camera. Like,
I'm so ready.
As a run will score
like I
on
feel like
the
you're just
play
going to
as
stare
well.
into the cameras and be like, "Fuck."
I mean, that had to feel good right there, Dan. That's his
hitter.
third RBI of the game and extends his team.
And like throw it on a draw.
They might
Your
have this one
attention,
locked
please.
up.
Now pitching
There's
for
a swing and a drive,
Number
and
99.
everybody's just going to sit
Keenan.
back and watch
Oh, that's
that
on the
one
rocks.
fly. A no-doubt home run.
Oh, go down and get it, big fella.
Up next for Cleveland, the shortstop.
And that'll bring in the switch-hitting Francisco Lindor to right field and absolutely hammered. Forget about making a play on that ball. It's way out of here. Back-to-back home runs.
Well, when a manager talks about hitting being contagious, that is exactly what we're talking about. One guy tees off, the guy behind him starts to feel a little bit more confident, a little bit more focused.
Oh, I'll watch Team 4 Star. That's what I'll do.
Crushes it. Oh my, there is no doubt about this one. And
Nice
they've
little
done it
brief thing.
again. Back-to-back home runs.
Then I'll start something up.
Your
Hansel
attention,
Robles
please.
comes on to pitch now,
Now
hoping for
pitching
better
for the
results
Angels.
than the other arms
Number
that they've run out there
57,
in this one.
Hudson.
At the plate now, Jordan
Robles.
Woodruff, high in the air and deep to left center field. Back goes Trout, still ranging back. Gone! Open up the record books. Back to back to back to back home runs. So a solo shot here to left center field. Second home run of the series as the blowout continues.
The catcher, number 55, Roberto Perez.
Into the box, Roberto Perez will go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory.
It's a lot later than it is. Like, it is 1 o'clock, but, like, still.
The 0-1 on its way. And it's
I can't wait to
fouled away.
murder my sleep schedule after Friday.
7
Saturday,
runs
Friday.
across the
Oh,
plate
yeah.
in the inning.
Like, I'll be good probably, like, Wednesday night I'll probably be up, like, kind of late, but
High in the air
Thursday
out
night I'll go to
center
bed
field.
early to, or at least I won't be out here
Trout
to give
has
my
to roll
mom
straight
her
back,
time to,
but he
like, put
has
all the
it
shit
for
under the
first
tree.
down.
I can't wait to be back
The batter,
on
number
Dayside.
At the plate,
Second baseman.
Cesar
I thought you
Hernandez.
liked nights.
Cesar Hernandez.
I do, but now they're cutting hours so much because there's no more,
Here's
because
the
it's
first
coming to
pitch
a
him.
close. But I want my hours back, and
Number 25
now that
has a play.
God,
and he makes
everything
the catch
bad
for
that
second down.
happens because Pippin does some shit.
Now
I thought you were
batting,
talking about work still for a
the
second.
center
Indians
fielder.
line up flips
Everything
over
bad
the
that
line.
happens, and I was
Plate,
expecting,
Delino
like, some
DeShields.
fucking
Lifetime against
a
the
mini
No,
podcast
I'm
to
sorry.
break out on
He's
site.
2 for 4.
Every
Line drive
like
to left.
Pippin
And
is
that
just.
finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. So the 2-out base
I
hit at the
love
top of the
him,
inning
I
is
do,
still
but he's
alive.
literally
Dan,
the
with that
reason
single, he's now
so much bad
three-quarters
shit
of the way
happens.
for the cycle. Toughest
Michael
one still on the
Brantley.
shelf, though. He's got to get it.
Yeah, that you said it, D-Row. That's one of those.
There's a swing and a ball hit in the air and a ball.
But yeah,
that
and
he's
once
got
I'm back
every
on-
stitch of as
I'm
that
back
one,
on
without a
Dayside.
doubt, is gone.
Bullying
Wade
him.
Acuna enters
Your
now in a
attention,
mop-up
please.
role
He's
as he'll try to
stupid,
keep
but
the
stop.
deficit right where it is.
Number 64.
Standing in
Steal
now,
it.
Jose Ramirez.
Hey,
Fouled off.
Dude's got
yeah.
7 dingers this series.
2 home runs already to his name. in
Once
this
you're back
one,
on
and we'll
Dayside.
see if he could possibly
Once I'm back
strike
on
again.
Dayside, they are subject to. They have no
Down the first
excuse
baseline.
anymore to be
This
all
will
like,
a foul
oh,
ball as
well,
he's behind 0-2 now.
all of it's outside of your availability, so I thought it was, you know, they can't fuck with my days off anymore. I'll get my Friday, Saturdays off.
Line shot to second, but it's caught, and digging in next will be Anthony Rendon. He leads off this half inning, but they hope to be a rebuttal to all those runs they just gave up.
Well, Matt, I think mentally they need to get one or two of these runs back right here. Just getting on the board after getting socked in the mouth by
that a boy Cookie.
Lift the team up a bit. We'll see if they can string something together.
Throw on to first in time, one away.
Now batting, number 25.
First offering on its way. Number 25 stands in as he can't connect here. 0-1.
I love how feral Gimli is.
This guy's feel is still top notch. This guy's a horse.
Strike two, swinging just out in front of the slider.
That front door slider is a devastating pitch. By the time you realize it's in the zone, it's too late. You can't even put a good swing on it.
The 1-2, and he fouls this one off. He'll try again. 1-2.
Also, like the battle scenes,
one run on 3 hits.
they perfectly get the. It's a cinematic masterpiece, is what I'm getting at, Reed.
They're also like wicked fucking long.
2 gone now.
Yeah, they are wicked fucking long.
Yeah, that's all.
3 hours each.
That's
9-hour marathons.
Automatic turn off for me.
Yeah.
It took me a lot to see Endgame, and that was like a rare exception.
And it's fouled away.
Well, Endgame was bad, so Marvel Cinematic Universe is bad.
The count is 1 and 2.
Now we're even. We both have opinions that neither of us agree with, and are really against it. And really, that puts our friendship in danger, I think.
I don't have any of those feelings about your opinion.
I have those feelings about yours, so maybe I feel like it's mutual now.
I guess I just hold our friendship in a higher standard, higher value.
Listen, I'm just saying, for you not to have seen so many beautiful and perfect masterpieces film, it's
out to deep center field.
It's a shame. You're uncultured.
And it's gone as they add still another.
For you to instead hold Marvel in such high regards. Like, there are some really good movies, don't get me wrong.
I mean,
but the longer it goes on, it's
So now Carlos
I've only seen like 4 of them.
Santana.
I hope they were the good ones.
Endgame, Black Panther without sound.
I'm sorry, without sound?
It was on a flight.
Oh, heard. Black Panther is really good, though.
And I think both Guardians of the Galaxies? I know I've seen the first one. I honestly don't know if I've seen this.
I enjoy Guardians of the Galaxies as standalones. I don't like them in the MCU, if that makes sense.
At no point did I consider anything about the MCU when I was watching any of these movies, except for Endgame, for obvious reasons.
They're all a part of the same universe.
I know, but I wasn't like, oh man, this ties into that, or this is a callback to that, or this is going to lead to that because the order they put the movies out in is not chronological with the universe.
I get it, Reed. You're not like other girls.
And he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 now.
I don't know. It's just the tone you had was very similar to not all other. I'm not like other girls.
I love the movie Mean Girls. If you ever want to watch that, I would definitely.
That one is also a masterpiece. It was a cultural reset. So.
Number 33.
And we've had a lot of cultural resets then, haven't we?
Right back up the middle. Reined in.
Yeah, we need to, in order to, you know, deal with the upheaval of the garbage that is.
All set to start the 9th in this one, and that'll bring in the veteran catcher.
Boy, howdy, is he dead already?
55. Roberto.
Simmons is there for it. He's got it one away.
The batter, number 7.
Cesar Hernandez.
What time are you going to sleep tonight?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't mind him trying to drive the ball in the air, but he can't collapse the backside.
I'm not anticipating having to do a lot tomorrow.
Look for him to stay a little taller and keep that upper half.
Up next for
And on top of that, like I said, I take a nap mid-shift. Like I sit on my couch.
Sleep on the bottom
All
of the
work.
order right there. He broke out all ambush tactics. First pitch fastball.
I mean, I am gonna want to still like go to bed, like not like, and I'm not gonna like stay up till fucking 4 or 5 and be like, all right, maybe I should go to bed. Like,
Reed, let's watch The Happiest Season.
I have no idea what that is, but I also saw that as like the second highest trend on Twitter. What the hell is that?
Yeah. It's a it's this year's coming out movie. It's not good. It's got Aubrey Plaza and the girl from Black Mirror who was in the lesbian episode. And like a bunch of other like, you know, cast members of like they're noteworthy.
I'm gonna take a pass on that.
Why? Because you're homophobic?
No, what?
That's gonna make our friend group extremely awkward, Reed.
It's what?
Fouled off.
Why are you gonna take a pass on it?
Because I'm not in the mood to watch a movie.
On the ground for Hernandez at second base. And a good throw gets him
fine.
one gone.
That would be like...
It's fine.
Because if we're being honest, especially if it's a movie I don't really have interest in, like I've never heard of it outside of seeing it on Twitter about 45 minutes ago. Now you bringing it up.
Well, he's done a real nice job with that.
So there's a solid chance that I would just like, not pay attention to it and or fall asleep. And I don't want to fall asleep on my couch if I have to get up to work in the morning.
Heard.
Now batter.
If I didn't have work tomorrow, I'd be a little bit more persuaded to say yes. Because I do enjoy doing things with you, and including things you like doing, like watching movies, even though you think I only do that with Ashton now.
I mean, you do only do it with Ashton now.
And the Indians are going to the World Series. So the Indians have just swept their way to a league championship and will be headed to the World Series.
Matt, the domination we saw from this team in this series should put their opponents on notice. But for them now, it's back to 0-0.
Oh, that's awful.
Awaits, and they've got to come up with 4 wins to win the whole
or well,
thing.
not even a mean, but like just a tweet. Because Bernie Sanders got the vaccine
they were so good
on
all
like camera.
To this point.
But
let's be honest,
someone screenshotted like the moment of like him about to get the needle in his arm or something like that, and just all it says is, "Oh my fucking god, they're putting down Bernie Sanders."
Shut up about my grandfather.
What?
I love him so much. I am emotionally imprinted on him.
I'm 20 minutes away from his state.
I love him. He's what this world needed. Like, this country. But, like, even if he was, like,